smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Tryna catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was close, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK to anybody kill. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. 7.62 gon' split 'em. LPN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner. 5 boys, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. SK, killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops, Draco. I got them all, you don't want no. I got all those shits, nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I can squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. You know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I can squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding.
What's up, everybody? Peace and blessings to all. My boys, all things salute. Chi-Town's finest, salute. Young World, salute, King. Skywalker Boxing, Kings, salute. Jeff R, salute, King. All my kings up in here and my princesses, when they come through, salute, salute, salute. For all y'all that's watching now, for the people that's on the playback. You know, they want that smoke, we got it for them over here, because we blow it. You know, fight week coming up. Fight week coming up, but we going to blow it down. All smoke. All smoke. I'm talking about blowing down all smoke like my name was David Morrell. And I'm calling everybody from 168 to 200 pounds. You feel me? Because ain't nobody trying to see that man right there. David Benavidez might be the Mexican monster, but David Morrell, he's the killer from down Thriller in Manila. Marquis, salute, King. Peace and blessings. Now, this is what I'm telling y'all now. Y'all have never seen Canelo Alvarez take body shots. That's one thing I'm going to go ahead and start off with. Y'all have never seen Canelo Alvarez take body shots. But if you watch a couple of his fights, Triple G hit him in the body one time, but he didn't like that. One thing he's got to go against this weekend, he's going against a committed body puncher. Jamil Charlo, Derek James, his camp, they proceed with the body punches. TZ Frank, salute, King. Hell nah, TZ. Don't nobody want that Morrell smoke. And remember, if y'all do remember, Benavidez didn't want to fight Boo Boo Andrade. But he had a choice between Boo Boo and Morrell. He said, I'm going to take Boo Boo. He said, I'd rather take a shit to get knocked out. You feel me? So he going to fight Boo Boo. That's going to be a tough fight for him. I don't really think, I see that's a 50-50 fight. But Boo Boo Andrade, he can make that fight real tough for Benavidez. Because see, one thing about Benavidez, he's action-packed. He's all offense, but no defense. D1, salute, King. When I say he's all offense, no defense, David Benavidez can be a much harder puncher, man. He can be a much better fighter, but the man squares up when he fights. He'll start throwing his punches and both of his feet will be square. So he's not getting no leverage or no power behind his shots. That's why he throws so many combinations, because you can throw fast punches without leveraging them. And his punches be coming from the arms. He ain't got no waist torque. He ain't got no torque from his body or nothing in them shots. You know, when you boxing, you want to square. I mean, you want to have yourself perpendicular. You want to have your lead foot out front, and you want to have your back foot at least a foot behind and to the side. You want to be like in a triangle. You want to be in a triangle. You want to be in a right angle triangle. If y'all get what I'm saying. You know, you got obtuse and acute triangles. You want your lead foot straight in front. Then you want to come down 1 foot and then go over 1 foot. And that's where you want to have your secondary foot, your pivot foot. You want to be in a right triangle setting. That way you give your body the space, the torque, the balance. That way you can get on the balls of your feet or you get on your heels and you can dig down. When you square, you can get hit, knocked off balance. That's why we've seen Benavidez hit the ground before, because he squared up. And when you square it up, you don't have no balance, you don't have no leverage. Y'all can test it out. Stand up straight with both your feet together. Or you can have your feet spread apart, but have them perpendicular to each other. Have them parallel. Have them parallel to each other. Person can push you on your shoulders and you can fall back. That's why if you play football, you know people get in a 3-point stance. They got 1 foot in front of the other because you're bracing. That way you can brace and you can use your calf and your thigh muscles. Yes, that's how the Thrill Graville dropped him, TZ Frank. He squared up and Ronald the Thrill Graville dropped him. And if he squares up against Morrell, he going to sleep. Because you have no balance, you have no sturdiness. And see David Benavidez, if you notice, he throw quick punches. Coach Amber, Shalom Princess, peace and blessings. The link is in the chat if you want to hop up here. But yeah, if David Benavidez put his feet in a right triangle, he would have much more punches he could dig into the shots. But when he's standing flat-footed with his feet parallel, he's just throwing from the arms. And yeah, he might get the punches out a lot faster that way, but it don't really do much damage. He's throwing is arm damage. Now, just think if he would go deeper, he could put more punches on it. Yeah, Marquis, I would consider them push punches, really. Not slapping, but push punches. You see, he doesn't have his core going into them punches. So one thing I can say, David Benavidez is heavy-handed. Because to be able to drop somebody or bust somebody up from throwing punches in that angle, you would have to be heavy-handed. If not, them punches won't do no damage. But he's also a lot bigger than most people at 168 as well. But if he was to put his feet in the right position and he would to dig into his shots, he would drop and hurt people a lot more than what he does. But it would also slow him down because then he'll be fighting correctly. And see, another thing, he'll have better balance. But see, David Benavidez, if you notice, he doesn't have good footwork. He's clumsy. That's one thing I've noticed about him. He's clumsy. TZ, I'm going to tell you about Morrell, though. David Morrell has that Cuban school of boxing, plus he has that Deontay Wilder and Tank Davis power. See, not only does he have great lateral movement, great footwork, great defense, great offense, but he also has power. And you usually don't see a Cuban with that. That's what makes David Morrell an anomaly. The hardest fight David Morrell has from 168 to 200 would be Beterbiev. He would destroy Bivol. He would destroy Benavidez. Him and Beterbiev, it'd be a test of grit. Because versus Joe Smith, I seen that Beterbiev can box. He showed me a lot of things he can box. But outside of them, the cruiserweight and the bridgerweight, there's a bunch of bums. He'll beat Badu Jack in them. They don't have nothing to him. But yeah, I feel like the light heavyweight champions will beat the cruiserweight and the bridgerweight champs. Exactly, TZ Frank. Matter of fact, he's more like an Andy Cruz with power. And an Eros Lorenzando. Yeah, he's like an Eros Lorenzando as well. Because they all come from that Cuban boxing school. And see, Andy Cruz, he's with Bozy Ennis now. And you know, Bozy Ennis is teaching him how to sit down on them punches. Plus, he in there with Jerron Ennis and everything. So Andy Cruz is gonna be a nightmare soon. And this is the same guy that's done beat Keyshawn Davis twice. His first fight in the pros, he fighting a 10-round fight and won, while Keyshawn Davis still fighting 8-rounders. That man ain't go to the 4-round, 6-round, 8-round. He went straight to 10. He went straight to a contender. So you got to respect that right there, because the only other person that was hopping out doing that was Lomachenko, and he started with an 8-rounder. So yeah, you got to respect that right there. But another thing we talking about, I hear some people saying that Devin Haney is the face of boxing now. Now I'm gonna tell you this right here. I'm not a Haney fan. I'm not a Haney hater. I'm a fan of boxing. Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis is a great fight. I'm gonna tell you that now. Is it a pay-per-view fight? No, it's really not a pay-per-view fight. But I will pay pay-per-view to see it because it's two great names fighting, and it's better than some of the other pay-per-views that's out there. A lot of people are trying to make people believe that exactly Marquis. He's just like Loma, but I think he's gonna be a lot better than Loma. But a lot of people are trying to make Devin Haney a pay-per-view star. One thing I can say, on his first pay-per-view, Devin Haney did more than Terrence Crawford did on all 4 of his pay-per-views. So that's a good start. But Regis Prograis has a name in New Orleans. Now, Devin Haney, I don't know if they're gonna stay like that stadium or not. But I wish the best for him, because I'm not gonna hate on none of my brothers out here trying to get that money. But people gotta realize, just because people are talking about a person, that don't make you the face of boxing. They talk about Terrence Crawford and he can't sell damn ice on a hot summer day. I'm just saying, he can't. Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford should have did at least $1 million. They did $650,000. Earl's side held up the bargain. People don't realize Terrence Crawford's side did $10K by himself. Well, really, it was. See, I was giving Terrence Crawford some leverage saying that he sold 10K pay-per-views. If you really look into it, they didn't get but like 5,000 new subscriptions. So honestly, if you want to be correct, he only sold 5K pay-per-view, but I'm gonna say 10. But hey, it is what it is. But I would like to see Devin at least do 200,000 with Regis, at least, because you got to respect the man. He's saying he's not trying to be regular TV no more. He believes in himself. Plus, he's giving us a great fight. Regis Prograis is not no slow leap. Everybody look at that as a Zorilla fight, and they like, oh, Regis, but you got to realize Zorilla was the last moment in a last second opponent. We see what happened when Big Baby Anderson, Jared Anderson, he got Charles Martin as a last second opponent. Charles Martin put him in trouble, the worst trouble he ever had been in. We see Manny Pacquiao, he took Ugas as a last second opponent. He got retired. So Zorilla is a great fighter, and he has deceptive power. That's not who Regis was training for. So Regis got in there with him late. Plus, Regis had a bad training camp. You can look at it on Instagram. They pulled that man out the tub. They had doctors on standby. He has problems making weight, which he need to go ahead and move up, because the weight look like it's hard on Regis. It looks like it's hard on Regis. And honestly, I don't think Devin gonna be in that weight class too much long. Anyway, crush the legend. Salute, King. Peace and blessings. Because hell, Devin had blew up to about 170. So he need to go ahead and drop them belts at 135, because he's not going back down to 135. And I give him a year at 140. And see, maybe Devin might be like Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford moved from 135 to 140 to 147. And when he got to 147, he became a knockout king because he was able to use all his muscles. Devin's a big boy. Maybe when he get to 147, his power will really show. Because, he's got a few knockouts, but he ain't got none since he moved up in competition. So maybe when he moves up in weight, he can let his hands go. He can let his power go. Like if you look at Danny Garcia, when Danny Garcia got to 154, that man has a lot of energy. You get your muscles. Your muscles get a lot of energy the heavier you are. But the slower you are. And people that's moving up from lower weight classes have an advantage over people that start off on higher weight classes. Because in a lower weight class, you come up and you got a lot of energy and used to fighting high-speed chess. That's why when people thinking that people moving up is at a disadvantage, no, they really got the advantage because they used to fighting fighters that throw punches a whole lot faster. So they get to read the movements better. See, a smaller guy versus a bigger guy, the smaller guy usually has the advantage, even though he doesn't have the power advantage. If he has good defense, he can be evasive. He got speed. He can hurt, pop, boom. Oh, of course, Marquis, of course. Yeah, Regis is having problems at 140, but the stuff that he's talking right now, Marquis, he has to pop Devin. Talking about Devin pillow fist, he gonna walk through it. I'm gonna tell you like this: people done said Devin's pillow fisted a lot, but I remember back and looking at his fights. I haven't seen nobody walk through his punches though, so they must sting a little bit because I haven't seen nobody just walk right through it. Now I've seen people walk through Paulie Malignaggi, Mike Rhythm, salute King. But it's fight week this week. And everybody keeps thinking Canelo. They missing the eye test. They missing the eye test. If y'all remember when Canelo was moving up in weight and he beat them heavier fighters, Canelo had the speed advantage and he was coming up. Now Jermell Charlo has the speed advantage. He's coming up. Jermell Charlo is faster than Canelo. He probably hits harder than Canelo in both hands. He has better stamina, better lateral movement, better defense, better feet. If you take away the name Canelo and you put fighter A versus fighter B, and you put their stats, their attributes, in their last 4 fights up, everybody would choose Charlo. But we're going off the name Canelo. That's what it is. People are forgetting the adversity that Jermell Charlo has went through. Plus, people talking about 168, that's too big, that's too big. You got to realize Jermell Charlo's around 168 when he's in a ring fighting, when he rehydrates. The only difference this fight week, Jermell Charlo doesn't have to kill himself to make them other 154. He doesn't have to kill himself to drop them other 8 pounds. Now he gets to come in at a strong 162, 163. Because that's what he's going to weigh, 162, 163. Watch your upper echelon tell you. He's going to do that to keep the speed advantage of Canelo. And see, the reason why you haven't seen Canelo fight a Benavidez or why he hasn't fought a Morrell is because Canelo's a true 160 pounder. Canelo hasn't fought a true 168 pounder yet. He's fought Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe came up to 168, but he fought the European bum bashes. Like Caleb Plant, he was an American. And you see Caleb Plant gave Canelo everything he can handle. He was in there dancing and talking to Canelo, talking about, I'm pretty good, ain't I? You didn't think I was that good, did you? Like, he was styling on Canelo. Charlo has better feet than Canelo. Jermell Charlo, he was a pure boxer that turned into a puncher. Don't be surprised if Charlo beats Canelo to the punch, if he sets traps, and Canelo lumbers into a shot that gets him hurt. Now, Canelo, he has a beard on him. We're not going to act like he doesn't. Canelo has a chin, but Canelo's soft in that midsection. People can't pick a fight where you've seen Canelo get beat to the body. Even when Bivol stabbed Canelo to the body with a few body shots, Canelo hated that. Charlo is going to go to the body early and often. All things, that's great what you said that, but let me ask you one question, all things, and let's all be honest. When have you ever seen Jermell Charlo gas out in a fight? If one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, Derrick James fighters are going to come in shape. And that Texas Sun that gym they in, he's going to be in shape. And Juan Guzman got him working on his footwork. Derrick James got him in rhythm, got him in his body work. Juan Guzman got his rhythm, and he got his footwork. He's the best of both worlds right now. And Canelo is his golden ticket. He's the goose with the golden egg. Jermell Charlo stands to make at least $80 to $100 million if he wins this fight. Because he'll get paid for this fight, plus he'll get paid for the rematch. And Jermell Charlo is waiting on one thing: his respect. That's all this man's been dying for, his respect. This man beat Brian Castano, became undisputed, and still didn't get his respect. But they say the 154 division wasn't that powerful. I do remember the 154 division being a lot harder than the 168. Canelo had the easiest run to undisputed besides Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk at cruiserweight, you can't name not one of Usyk's opponents. You can't name his opponents. And Canelo got 2 belts for fighting his sparring partner. Then Billy Joe and then Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant was his biggest opposition. Yeah, Bud run wasn't that hard, all things, but still he beat Earl Spence. Earl Spence is a name. Jermaine Taylor, he beat Bernard Hopkins and got all the belts, but that was still B-Hop. I mean, you can't really say it like that. Devin Haney, he became undisputed by beating Cambozo. That was easy too. But Jermell Charlo fought Tony Harrison, lost, came back, beat him again. Rosario, he had to fight Castano. See, Jermell Charlo fought some monsters. And it started with Lubin. He kicked it off with Lubin and finished with Castano. Which brings me to another fight on that card. Erickson Lubin. I love the guy. He has heart. He's fearless. He fights anybody. You put anybody in the ring with Erickson Lubin gonna go out there and try to do his thing. The downside is Erickson Lubin, he's good, but he's not great. He has good offense, but his defense has holes. Now he's in the ring now with Ivan Drago, basically. Jesus Ramos is the Ivan Drago of the 154 division. He's going to weigh about 170 in that fight. He's going to blow up to at least super middleweight. And he's going to hit Lubin with some stuff. Lubin's going to feel the pain in this fight. If he thought Fundora hit him with some stuff, this is Fundora to the 5th power. He might not be as long as Fundora, but he feels like he's everywhere. Erickson Lubin should have went ahead and went to 160 like he planned on it. And I feel like this might be Lubin's last fight at 154 because he was talking about entertaining 160. 154 is not his division because I don't see him beating Tim Tszyu. I don't see him beating Brian Mendoza, and he's about to get beat by Jesus Ramos. And Jesus Ramos, I just hope he doesn't hurt the guy because if he thought Charlo stopped him, Ramos hits harder than Charlo, I think. And he's a young guy, too. Ramos is still getting his groove. He's still getting his groove. But the Yordenis Ugas fight, that's also on this card. See, we have a bunch of headlining fights on this one card right here. Yordenis Ugas, he's back. He said he's back. He said he's about as good as he is for the Pacquiao fight. Now, don't get me wrong. A couple weeks ago, I seen Ugas in the ring. He looked like he was back. He looked like he had all his faculties. He looked like he still had his thing. But the only problem was I seen him in the ring with a young Ryan Garcia. And to be honest, like I told y'all before, Ryan Garcia styled on him. Like Ryan Garcia, it looks like the real deal. I seen him in there with Ugas. And he styled on him. He styled on him real nice. So that's one person to look for, Ryan Garcia. Make sure y'all see his next fight. It won't go past 6. But Ugas is getting in there with Mario Barrios. The same Mario, yes, Coach Amber, the same Mario Barrios that was stopped by Tank. Moved up in weight, fought Keith Thurman, took him 12 rounds. Hurt Keith Thurman in the 12th round. Last fight, stopped his other opponent. Mario Barrios knows that if he doesn't beat Ugas, then he's just going to be the measuring stick at 147. Ugas knows if he doesn't beat Barrios, then he goes to the back of the line. This is for the interim WBC. And this is going to be a hell of a fight. It's going to be a war. Both guys don't back down. Both guys are coming to fight. Both guys, you're going to have to try to kill them in the ring. And it's going to be an all-out war. This might be contender for fight of the year. It might be fight of the year. All things, I'm telling you, this is the best card I've seen in 20 years, really. Honestly and truly. I give the edge to Uga. No, I give the. See, I can't really get the. I wanted to get the edge to Ugas because he's crafty and a veteran. But Mario Barrios, he look like he's enjoying this 147 weight, and he look like he got something to prove. Well, Coach Amber, you can say it now. Ryan Garcia is good right now, and Ugas ain't no slouch. Ugas is a world class fighter, a former champion, and I seen Ryan give it to him for 3 rounds. Not saying Ugas didn't get off, but I seen Ryan hurt him. Ryan Garcia hurt Ugas. In them 3 rounds, I think Ryan hurt him about 4 or 5 times. And Ryan's defense was tight. And he had Ugas on the back foot. And Ugas likes to come forward. And he was on Ugas' ass. But Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios ain't the same. Mario Barrios is a great fighter, but Ryan is more athletic, has more attributes. And he hits harder than Barrios. Ryan has a vicious left hand. And one thing about his left hand, he whips that left hand so fast you don't see it coming. I'm gonna tell you, he's kind of like Sabril Matias. How Sabril Matias they hit you with 2 hooks before you can get it off. Yeah. Let me drop that link. Anybody want to hop up here with me? We can go ahead and get this. Let's go ahead and get this bake session going. Anybody can hit the link. Anybody can hit the link. Well, you know, some of all things, Ryan versus Matias, that'd be a hell of a fight, but I don't think PBC gonna do that right now. They got plans for Ryan. I would rather see Ryan versus Tio first. Ryan versus Tio would be a huge fight. I would like to see the Ryan versus Rolly, Ryan versus Tio, then Ryan versus Devin. I would like to see that. Or Ryan versus Rolly, then Devin. Or at least let Ryan get two fights in, then fight Devin. That'll be the big shot right there. Al Booker, salute. Devin wants a big name on his resume. Devin want a big pay-per-view fight. Then Ryan Garcia could be that big pay-per-view fight for Devin. And like I said, let Ryan get about 2 wins in, 2 good wins in. Ryan beats Rolly, take his belt. And then, Devin gets Regis' belt. Then one of them can fight Tio to get that belt. And then they can come together. The winner fight Matias. That'll be a good little tournament for Undisputed. Shawah Allah. Peace and blessings. Shalom, princess. Shalom. But yeah. I feel like the only people that give Ryan trouble right now at 140 is Matias and Antoine Russell. Right at this moment right now. I feel like him and Tio would be a great fight. It'll do a million pay-per-view. Tio versus Ryan would do a million. Tank versus Tio would do a million. Ryan versus Tio would do a million. And see, people like, okay, Ryan has a chance to be the biggest star in boxing. He has a chance to pass Canelo, Tank, all that. Because Ryan has the fans. He has the fan base. He has the views. All he has to do is get big name fights. He just had one with Tank. You see what happened. Tank biggest fight was 350,000. You add Ryan Garcia in the mix, the man do 1.6 million. Now that's not all Tank. You can say what you want. I love Tank, but that's not all Tank. That's why him and Tank went 60-40. Because Ryan brought shit to the table too. And I felt like Ryan brought a little more because his fan base is a lot bigger. But Tank brought the action and excitement as well. It's just like if you got you some crunchy peanut butter and some strawberry jam. When you put them both together, that's a hell of a sandwich. But by itself, peanut butter on bread is kind of dry. And jam on bread, it's all right. But together, they make a hell of a sandwich. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I say if you bring Ryan versus Devin, Ryan versus Tio, hell, even Ryan versus Rolly will do at least 500. At least. because both of them are sell, especially Rolly Romero. So yeah, that's why Floyd Mayweather ain't stupid. And that's why Floyd Mayweather is trying to sign Ryan Garcia, because he sees the cash cow implications. I'm gonna give you an example. Look at Oscar De La Hoya. Bob Aaron loved him. They called him the Golden Boy. And Ryan got that pretty boy look just like Oscar. And he got the complexion, and he's a family man. He loves his family. He has the great Christian image. Yeah, they would love Ryan Garcia. They would make him the poster child in the face of boxing. Hey, Marquis, that's one of my favorite sandwiches right there. Crunchy peanut butter and strawberry jam with strawberry preservatives. I love that thing. Or apple butter. Either strawberry or apple butter. Them things be going crazy. It's high protein. It gives you your sugar, and do it on some wheat bread. It give you your sugar for a little bit of energy, give you your protein, your carbs, all that right there. Get you ready. You see, I don't eat a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff we ain't allowed to eat. Like I used to just eat a lot of seafood, but then I realized a lot of seafood we can't even eat. Can't eat shellfish, shrimp, crabs, none of that. They all trash and garbage feeders. But hey, I ain't here for that. We here to talk this boxing. And I want everybody to check out my young star, Elijah Garcia. I was one of the few people pushing that man right there, Elijah Garcia. Oh yeah, Honey Whole Wheat Marquis by Nature's Own. Nature's Own. That Honey Whole Wheat. You gotta get it in the orange bag, big dog. Welcome to the stage, beautiful princess, Coach Amber. Peace and blessings. Can y'all hear me?
All right.
President,
I'm still trying to figure this out, but I think I got it. I think I'm starting to master it.
yeah, you good now. You good. Yes, you are. You remember I did that video when he upset it oh boy, I forgot his name, but he was the underdog. Came back and he was getting pummeled the first 4 rounds and got him in the fifth. I was like, yes, Elijah, he's pretty good for 154, but he's good, but he's in the division with Jesus Ramos, um, Tim Zoo, Brian Mendoza. Like he's young right now. He ain't ready for them killers yet, but he's on his way. What's going on with you, Coach Amber?
I'm excited for this weekend. Last weekend was my birthday. As far as I'm concerned, it's my birthday all month because last weekend was my birthday weekend. This weekend is the fight. Um, I'm really excited about it. Um, my heart says Mel. My head says Canelo. We'll just see how it goes.
Let me ask you a question, Coach Amber, because you're a coach and you've been around boxing for a long time, right? So you
Yep.
you you consider yourself somewhat of an expert in boxing, right?
I would say I have a very, very thorough knowledge. I studied under some giants and former professional fighters. I would say yes.
Well, me and well, I'm gonna do it like this. Let's take away Canelo name, right? Let's take away Charlo name, right? And let's go fighter A and fighter B. Looking at their last 4 fights, how do you compare their last 4 fights?
Um, Mel's last four fights were definitely better quality, better opposition.
And how do you look?
Um,
And you remember Canelo's stamina in them last 4 fights?
oh yeah, he was definitely sucking air,
Right.
sucking air. Like you can
Remember
see it when they sit on the stool. Like yeah,
remember John the John Ryder fight, right?
yes.
Remember the second half of the fight, John Ryder was teeing off on Canelo ass. People say they ain't never seen Canelo take that much punishment at the end of the fight. Remember?
Well, that's because he ran out of gas, and that's why he didn't. He had trouble hitting him back and having them power shots back because that's one thing about Canelo. He's an excellent counter puncher, but because he had nothing in the tank, I mean, if you ain't got nothing in the tank, you got no go.
You know what they say, right? Fatigue makes cowards of men, right? But you remember the fight before that against old ass Triple G. Remember he lost his gas in the tank too, and they was only throwing about 20 punches around. Remember?
Yes.
So
I also
being
think
such an expert eye in boxing,
you're cutting out a little bit, or I don't know if that's on my end.
Expert eye in boxing. I was waiting on you. You had stopped. You said you also think, and he stopped.
Oh, that Canelo might have took Ryder a little bit lightly and might have punched himself out early, like because he did look frustrated. Like, why won't this fool go down?
Okay, so we can say he took
Right. Like, why can I not make him tap out? He did look a little frustrated.
Okay, so we can say he took Ryder lightly, but he wouldn't take Triple G lightly, right?
I mean, I can't speak on what he would think or not, but I
that's his arch
mean,
enemy, right? Him and Triple G, they arch enemies.
Absolutely, but at the same time, Triple G wasn't salt and pepper like that the first two times they fought. So,
well, they averaged around 20 punches around, and they was tired in the 8th.
mm-hmm.
They was tired in the 8th. That was one of the most boringest fights I've ever seen.
Right, yeah.
Canelo, that was a boring fight. Now, I usually don't say fights are boring, but it was no skill. It was no sweet science. It was two tired ass people throwing lumbering shots that wasn't having no power in it.
It was battle of conserving energy.
Now, with that all being said, what happens when you get in the ring with a Jermell Charlo and you gas out?
You better pray or take a knee. I tell my fathers all the damn time, like, you know what? If you're ever at a point where you feel like you were in danger, like you were in serious danger, take the knee. Like I am one of those coaches. I will throw in the towel, but if you happen to get hit with a shot that I didn't see and you didn't like, take the knee. It's just a knee. It's just an 8 count. Get yourself together. Get yourself together. Go to the far because one, they're gonna make the other fighter go to a neutral corner. Take the knee, get up, go to the furthest neutral corner because that creates space, and that'll give you a few more extra seconds before they run up on you. Because I see it all the time where somebody gets dropped or they get an 8 count and they stay where they're at. Guess what? If that neutral corner is 4 feet from you, they're gonna run up and they're gonna split your wing.
I'm going to the opposite. I'm going to the opposite neutral corner.
Always go to the opposite. It creates distance. Yes, it creates distance from you and your opponent.
And it gives you extra seconds. And a couple seconds can give you about 4 or 5 more punches. But
yep.
But Canelo,
a couple more of your lungs filling up. Yep.
So Canelo is in there with a vicious body puncher who has an unlimited supply of stamina. So we already know what happens when you hit people in the body. When you hit somebody in the body, that depletes their oxygen supply. That makes it that much easier for them to get fatigued and to lose their stamina. Am I correct?
Absolutely. It makes you like breathing in. It makes it shorter. Because when you got good lungs, you can breathe in really, really deep. But when you get hit with a body shot, it basically cuts your inward breath in half, and it takes a while to get that back.
And I'm gonna tell you what a lot of people don't realize.
If you get it back at all.
I'm gonna tell you what a lot of people don't realize. When you try to take a deep breath, you want to use your lower lungs. People don't realize you got 2 sets of lungs. You got your upper lungs and you have your lower lungs. when you breathe in, like people that's listening, you can try it now. Take a deep breath, but as you're taking a deep breath, try to take a deep breath from the pit of your stomach. And you can feel your lower lungs inflate. Your lower lungs
Correct.
give you more oxygen. And when you start getting hit,
That's why a lot of us train in through the nose because it slows down your intake in through the nose, out through the mouth.
exactly. When you gasping for air out your mouth, the air doesn't make it to your lower lungs.
Exactly. Which is why you see the like no, like you need to slow it down to catch your breathing rhythm again, in like slowly in through your nose and then slowly out, and then that will help you kind of get back on your breathing cycle, because in body shots, that's what it does, it messes up your breathing cycle.
Game time future. How you think Jamil will be too small? Jamil got Canelo by 6 inches in the jab. His jab is longer than Bival's jab. He's got Canelo by 4 inches, and Jamil is also filling out. Jamil was a big 154 pounder, which y'all forget that Canelo is really a 160 pounder. He's a little short 160 pounder that's done got stocky. Jamil can keep him at bay with the jab, just like Bivol did, but Jamil hits a little harder than Bivol.
I I think that Mel has a chance at stopping Canelo, but it's not going to be what people think, and I think that's where you might be going with this. If he does make him drop to his knees, it'll most likely be to the body or to the liver.
That's what I said. I said you ain't gonna stop Canelo to the head.
No,
Canelo got the
absolutely
tape.
not. I mean, I'm not
I,
going to call that man out his name, but with with
Canelo got a
if
head on him.
they if they
He has
on what he say he on, you ain't cracking that head,
uh.
not at all.
And if you heard any of my predictions, I said Jamil stops him late round to the body. You've never seen nobody work Canelo's body. And the way Jamil gonna work
Well, that's
Canelo's
because he's
body,
short, and he usually fights guys taller than him. So that means that Mel would have to fight small. And when I say small, and it sucks because he's got long legs, so that means he would have to widen his stance and he would have to get low. And that's what you do when you, regardless of what side you're on, if you're the shorter fighter, you get as low as you can because it's awkward punching downwards. And if you're tall and you're fighting a little mosquito, you have to get as low as you can so that way you're eye level, which means you have to widen out your stance.
that's what
I,
salute TJ. That's
I,
why
I
Brian
think
Castano. That's why the Castano fight was such a great thing for Charlo.
absolutely.
Castano and Canelo have about the same dimensions. But Castano is faster than Canelo, and he throws more punches, and he has better footwork than Canelo. Canelo is a slower Castano. TJ loves
Matter of
boxing.
fact, now
I
that you
love
bring that up, yeah, like because Mel obviously learned from that first fight, which is why he did
exactly.
so much better
That's
in
what
the
I keep
second,
telling
and
people.
he made his punches a lot shorter, a lot tighter.
And see, that's what I be. I'm glad you said that because see, now I don't have to say it. That's what I've been telling people. Mel learns from every fight that he has. He progresses. He's not a stagnant individual. He learns. And every fight that Jamil has done, he's never made the mistakes that he's made in previous fights. So each fight, he's becoming a more complete fighter. And like I tell people, the shit that he did in the first fight versus Castano, you saw none of it in the second fight. Like he languished on the ropes in the first fight. He stayed off. If he touched the ropes for a split second, he sprung off them ropes, and he set traps. And he was going low to the body, and he was getting in and out of there. And that's why I tell people, y'all got to realize Jamil learns from his mistakes. He has a great IQ that people don't give him credit for. And see, that's what people don't understand. That's why I keep trying to explain to him. Jamil just had 2 fights against Canelo already. Castano was Jamil's Canelo, and he had him back to back. So he's already
In that,
prepared.
oh yeah,
Because Canelo
it,
and Castano has the same style, but Castano throw more punches and he has better footwork. And
Well, in
TJ,
that
you got my
first
first.
fight, I specifically remember uh Mel in that first fight with him, he was trying to use his distance as an advantage.
I felt like he
But at
lost
the
the
same
first one. I
time
ain't
he
even gonna
was
lie.
trying to swing for the fences. And it's like you can't do both. I mean, theoretically you can, but at that caliber, it's either you're all the way in or all the way out.
And you see,
That
he's
that
shortening
mid
his
range is
shots.
very dangerous. And so he was trying to use his distance, but like you said, Castano had really good footwork, so he was able to get out the way.
And you see Mill
And the
shortening up
second
his
fight,
shots. You see how Mill
yeah, because I
shortening up his
remember he was
shots.
throwing those long looping hooks and was missing. In the second fight, he decided that I'm gonna take it to the pocket. He was still throwing not as much looping shots, but short shots. It was a short, tight shot that
Yeah,
came from his shoulder
exactly.
that made him crumble.
And you see the accumulation of them short shots started crushing him. Yes, he went to the body more, Shawar, and he upped his footwork. Exactly. That's why I say Mill learns from each fight. And Brian Castano and Canelo has the same fighting style, other than Castano throws more and he has better footwork than Canelo. And Jamil Charlo went lateral more and went to the body more. And that's exactly what he's going to do against Canelo, but he's going to do it even at a higher level because now he's used to doing it. So now he's going to be able to do it again, and he's going to be able to do it more. Exactly, Crush. He's the most improved fighter. People not understanding that. Mel is never the same. Each fight, he gets better and better. And like,
I do have one concern though.
what's that?
Um, on the All Access, there was a little segment. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna use the ring," and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 cut! I'm gonna move. I'm gonna use the ring." I hope not, because that's what he did with Castano in the first fight.
No, that's what he did with Castano in the second fight as well. He used the ring. He made Castano have
Well,
to
yeah,
no, listen. He had Castano coming to him. And every time Castano come to him,
yes,
Castano was walking into shots. Just like Canelo. Remember how Canelo was chasing Caleb Plant and how he was chasing Bivol? See, to fight Canelo, you have to have Canelo chasing you. Because Canelo, he flat-footed, he comes forward, and he stalks. He can't cut the ring off that good, but he will follow you around. And that's how Caleb Plant was able to frustrate him. And that's how Bivol exposed him. Because you see, Bivol kept moving. He kept moving, and Canelo has to reset. Canelo can't just throw his shots off the fly like that. You know, Canelo has to sit there because Canelo only throws punches in one dimension. He always trying to throw hard, fast punches. That's why he gets tired all the time because he doesn't change the variation of his punches. He doesn't change the speed of his punches. Like he feel like he just go out there and knock anybody out. You can't do that. You have to change up the cadence, the speed, the levels, and he doesn't do that. And see,
okay,
he's gonna be following Jamil around, and every time he follow him, Jamil has power in both hands, and he can set traps. And this is not Caleb Plant you following around. This is not Bivol. You're gonna follow around and get hit in some shit. Exactly, Shawar. He's a stalker. He's a stalker, and he's gonna stalk Jamil and get popped every time he do it. And that's what Brian Castano did. If y'all remember the knockout, well, with the knockdown, remember Jamil had popped Brian Castano a couple times, and he bounced back. And you remember Brian Castano walked into it, and he walked into that short right. And remember, he crumbled like melted butter. Remember that, Coach Amber?
I
Remember?
I do, but can I say something? Because
Of
it
course you
makes
can.
my
Go
eye
ahead.
twitch when I hear this.
Go ahead.
Being flat-footed is not a bad thing. It's that's how what do they call it? It's stereotype. It's just
I
a
mean, I don't mean
style of
flat-footed. I
footwork.
mean, he's a lumbering. He's a lumbering. Like, when I say flat-footed, I'm not saying flat-footed as in they fight on a flat foot. When I say flat-footed, I mean like a lumbering fighter. Like, his feet are slow. Like, he's a lumbering fighter. Like, he doesn't
He
move that
walks.
fast.
He walks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He walks. He's not on his feet. He's a lumbering fighter. He lumbers. He lumbers after
Yeah.
his opponents. Yeah.
Okay. Being flat-footed, all that is a style. Okay. Like when you tell people get on their toes, that's literally what we tell the pee-wee ones, so
Yeah.
that way they can get used to moving around the ring. But you can be flat-footed and still sit down on your punches, still do the rotation. It's about foot placement.
Yeah.
Because you can be flat-footed, and as long as you always land in your set, and when I say you're set, like you're set to go, you're ready to fire. You can be flat-footed and pivot and take a step to the left, a step to the right. As long as when you land, your feet are set, it
Like
does not
Hagler.
matter.
Hagler was a flat-footed fighter, but he could always throw them punches ready.
No matter where he landed in the ring, he was ready to let off a combination.
Reed Philly,
It,
salute, King.
it's just a style. Like that's like saying, oh,
That's why. That's
well,
why. That's why.
they use the Philly shell. They're no good. Like what? Like it's just, or they use a high guard. No good. They use a cross guard. They're no good. Like it's just a style.
It's a style is not good or bad. It's the level of the person.
Exactly.
It's how great your level is that you're using it. Like if Floyd was in a Philly style, then Philly shell, then he's an A-level defensive fighter. Then Floyd using a Philly shell against motherfucking let's just say Conor Benn and Floyd Mayweather. They both use a Philly shell. Conor Benn will be like a C or a D, while Floyd will be an A+. It's not about the style, just like it's no style of karate or martial arts that's better than next. It's the grade and the style of the person that's using it. It's your skill level that makes it a certain way. Because Earl in his prime with that high guard was crazy. But Stanionis, he has a good high guard. Bivol has a good high guard. But it's ways to break the high guard as well, just like it's ways to break any style. Because
actually, yeah. Behind the elbow, behind the glove.
Yeah, with that high guard, you come around the gloves with a hook, and you come into that body. The high guard, it gives you tunnel vision, so you can get hit with shit you don't see as well. Like me, I used to use the Hitman style. You know what I'm talking about?
I've never heard of the Hitman. I know the cross guard. I know
Hitman style
how do you put your hands?
The Hitman style, if I'm in Southpaw, the Hitman style, my right's down, my left is up. Like
okay, yeah. So yeah, it's not quite a Philly shell, but you got one protecting your stomach and the other to parry at the top.
Exactly, yeah. And
it gives me I know what you're talking about.
And it's opposite if I'm in orthodox. But see, it gave me, because I had quick reflex and it gave me free range of motion. And it gave me motion to flick my jab out or to stab to the body or to come with straight. And see, my coach, a lot of people, like my coach said, a lot of people can't perform that if your reflexes ain't good enough. But with me being in that style, the Hitman style, I can fire off before a lot of people can get there, to get in the motion, get position. And people don't realize, but you have a 0.05 second differential from your thought to your actions, from your brain seeing something to acting. It's like 0.05. So it's a 0.05 second that a person can do something and you can't react to it. It's a blind. It's like 0.05 seconds that it takes from your brain to give the commands to your muscles to move. You feel what I'm saying? And when I use that style, I exploited it because I would fire off technique because I know what I'm doing.
That's a really old school style that nobody really uses anymore.
Well, I mean, hey,
oh my bad, I wasn't trying to call you out, but I was thinking about it. I was like, man, that's like some classic fighter type style. Kind of like the peekaboo. Nobody uses the peekaboo anymore. That style scared me.
16-0 with 14 knockouts. I mean, shit. But see, with that though, it focuses a lot on offense as well, because I would fire off before they can register what I've did already. You feel what I'm saying? And by the time they register, I'm already turning. And with me being a true ambidextrous, because like I said, I was born a lefty, but I had to use my right all my life. I have the same torque in both my punches, and I can switch angles as well, and I can switch styles. I can go left or right. And I turn my body which side I'm gonna go to. Like I said, if I didn't destroy my hand, boy, I hate. Well, if I knew what I knew now, I would have never gotten that street fight. But yeah, I got a titanium plate over my hand, and I had to get 180 staples put in my bones, because they said my bones were shattered. Well, my bones was broken 180 different places in my hand. Like it shattered. They had to put pins all in my hand and put a metal plate over top of it.
I was gonna say that's a literal shatter.
Doctor said it looked like somebody put my hand on the on the table and smashed it with a hammer.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
I used to have a. I told you I had a high
Are
hip
you able to
hernia.
make a fist at all?
I can't ball my pinky and stuff up, but I can ball it. I can ball it up good enough. Yeah, Al
Good
Booger
enough
like
if
for
you
real.
needed to, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean I can close it enough to put a person down. Yeah. Plus I got a metal plate in there, so whatever I hit with it is going down anyway. So the only problem my pinky don't close all the way.
Weapon walking.
Yeah, that's why I can't box because they say it's illegal. It's an unfair advantage. It's an unfair advantage.
You would, but you'd have to be in the what is it, the like the category of the Paralympics where they
I got 8 ounces of titanium in my hand. They're not letting me
oh
do that.
no, 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 never mind. Never mind.
Maybe if it was a little piece, but I got 8 ounces of titanium in my hand. They're not letting me do that.
Nah, that's like half the glove. That's half the weight of the glove. Never mind.
That's damn near. Matter of fact, that's half a pound. If I think about it, that's half a pound of titanium. And I've done been in fights before, with it. Aaron Muhammad, Shalom King, and it sounded like a damn aluminum bat when it hit. He's like, "Doop."
Yeah, negative. Yeah, you'll never see the ring again.
Yeah, I know. That's why I got my son. I got him doing it, but he's so damn lazy.
So you've gotten looks at Ryan.
Yeah,
I haven't seen much of him. Well, then again, I haven't been checking for him. But Ryan, like like I said, I remember him coming up through the amateurs. Dude was super talented. Like he would win fighter of the tournament, like
yeah. See, I'm
national
close
champ
with
after
Derek James.
national champ.
I'm real close with Derek James and stuff, and I talk to him almost every day. So and I FaceTime him a lot. One thing I would ask him for an interview one day. I'm gonna do it one day, but I don't want to be like everybody else. Ask for interviews and stuff like that. But like people didn't know it, but I showed them. I talked to them all. I showed people that I correspond with them all the time, dude.
No, I get it. Like I'm real cool with. Well, I don't want to say real cool, but I mean I came up with Virgil's daddy. Him and my mentor were really good friends, and yeah, I try not to fangirl, try not to fanboy.
Yeah, they don't like
Um,
that. They don't like that.
yeah, and but I mean, I give it to him. Like he's never left me on red. He's always hit me back. But at the same time, like I want to respect their privacy
Exactly.
and stuff like that. But
Cause
like they're
I
super
train
down to
at the
earth,
same.
like the whole family.
I train at the same gym as Oliver McCall. Like so. Shout out to my man Aaron Muhammad with the $5 super chat. Come through, show some support for my brother Shalom. Shalom, King. Peace and blessings. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, refilling that Nello Charlo undercard. Crazy.
Well, I'm glad that Ryan's getting back to mastering his craft because, like, us as amateurs, we were like, man, he's gonna shoot straight to the top. And back then, I mean, he was always really energetic, had a lot of energy, super friendly, never minded. Because, like, in the amateurs, like, we know who's gonna make it off the rip. And so, gyms will ask to take pictures. He was always super friendly, super nice. And I was rooting for him. And then once he got to the pros, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if he just got full of himself or what. And then eventually I was like, all right, like yeah, same thing like Shakur. You know
Lego
what?
my hand. Lego my
Bing,
hand right
next
there.
stop.
Lego my hand right there, Coach Amber.
Oh wow. How long did that take to heal?
They had
Is
to
it
do like
healed?
yeah, they did like 3 surgeries on it though, but it took probably about 14 months.
Damn, so over a year.
Yeah, but they had to do 2 surgeries, 2 more surgeries on it. Yeah, they had to do 2 surgeries on
And
me.
you say you're naturally right or left? Because that was your left hand, right? Or is
That
it
was my
the
right.
camera flipped it?
That
Oh,
was
that
my
was your
right.
right.
Yeah.
Woo-wee.
My
I'm
left
glad.
is
I mean,
my left was faster. My right had a little more torque to it.
my hands hurt me. Don't believe me from all the years of punching and you know feeding the mitts like that. They feel soft, but nothing like that. Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, my hands, I can't even hold my fingers. None of them shit is straight. Like all my
Does it
fingers.
hurt with the weather?
Oh yeah, like all my fingers are crooked. Like they all crooked. All them crooked. But that's you know how that is. You know you break them and all that. You break them and all that right there. See, hold on. See, let's see this real quick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, yeah, I know I'm gonna have arthritis someday
Oh
because my
yeah.
elbows, my
Oh yeah.
shoulders from feeding the mitts. Like there's days that I've come home and I'm like, golly, my shoulder is
You see,
killing me, my elbows
you
are
see my
killing me.
fingertips. You see how all my
Yeah,
fingers are they all twisted and broken, all that.
golly.
And this the other hand right here. This my left.
How the hell you be typing, man?
I don't like it. You see how all my fingertips like I've done broken all my fingers at least 3 or 4 times. Like from the tape and all that. And I had big hands
Yeah,
though. I had real big hands. Like
yeah, no, I could tell. Yeah.
I could palm a basketball easy. You know what I'm saying? I got real big hands. But see, when I
Well, the
was
bigger your
younger,
hand, the more tape and gauze you require.
yeah, I used to have a roll. I used to have to take a roll and a half of tape.
Damn.
Yeah, like my hands, like if I a notebook, a piece of notebook paper, right?
Yeah.
I put my palm at the edge. My fingers are hang off the notebook paper by like 3 inches. My pinky will hang over about 2 inches, but like an inch and a half. The rest of them about 2, 3 inches. And see, that's why I say I had big hands, and so I had big hands, but I had power though, and so my bones were strong, but they just wasn't strong enough for my power. So
Well,
my
hell, yeah, I'm
power.
pretty sure if you got big old freaking round balls coming at you, yeah, I'm sure.
Like I told you, I used to
Man, I
hit.
bet you it's a pain in the ass to wrap your hands.
Yep,
Like,
but like I said, at the age of 14, I was hit with over 800 psi. So
yeah, because when you wrap hands, you're supposed to wrap it wider than the knuckle because it's supposed to kind of wrap around it. Like, you don't do the exact, like, whatever their knuckle is, you don't do that. You go a little bit wider, a little bit
84
wider.
LS.
That way it can wrap around.
I fought at middleweight and super middle LS. I mean I fought at welterweight, junior middle, and regular middle. At 84 LS Cuddy. When I was the 10 through 12 league, I was at 147. And when I was 13, I was fighting with the 16-year-olds. I was fighting with the 16-year-olds at 154. Because my coach, Fred Whitaker, he the one that trained Oliver McCall and everything. That was my coach. And no lie, I was something like a prodigy, but they was I was into the streets a lot too. And the streets messed up my life. That's why I try to keep my kids away from the streets. That's why I try not to let them hear everything that I did. Like I said, I had got a 10-year bid, federal. I had a 10 to life plea bargain I signed. Plus I had 84 months state. Cause see, I had got 84 months state for manslaughter, and I had 10 to life for conspiracy to traffic. So they ran my state and fed time concurrent. So I stayed into the state prison until I turned 21. And when I turned 21, the feds came and picked me up from state prison and made me serve out the rest of my time. And since I didn't have really no record, my 10 to life plea bargain, they gave me 124 months. They could have gave me 97 was the lowest. See, with the feds, you don't get no back end, front end number. Like with the feds, they give you a guideline, sentencing guideline, and they could have gave me anywhere from 97 to 124 months. And the judge, since I had the manslaughter, he gave me aggravated, so I got the 124. Oh yeah, LS. I'm gonna tell you like this. I took care of my whole family. I've only had one job in my life, and that's when I came home because I was on federal parole. But I'm not proud about it. You feel what I'm saying? 84 LS because I learned from my lessons. And my dad, he from Port-au-Prince, Haiti. That's where we from. And my dad, when he brought us over here, he just told me to concentrate on sports, and he didn't give me everything I wanted. But sports wasn't bringing in the money, and yeah. So, they tried to catch me for a couple manslaughter, but I pled guilty because they was gonna give me manslaughter, but they knew I had a 10 to life plea bargain with the federal court system, so they went ahead and ran the concurrent. But like I said, I signed my plea bargain for 10 to life. They gave me 124 months. Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing: the feds was better than the state prison, though. It's people in the Fed prison making over $700 a damn month working in Unicor. They paying their child support from the feds. But yeah, all prison is locked up. All that shit's bogus. They set us up and we fall for the bait. But my dad was an opportunist. Over there in Port-au-Prince, my dad was poor. He came over here, he was a big deal. You feel what I'm saying? Like Papa Doc and them, that was the president, sent a few people over here with supplies and people made their money. Because what's over there, the price over there is different from the price over here. Say like if you had some China over there, or we're gonna use code because I ain't trying to get in trouble. But let's say that Christina Aguilera. Say like you got Christina Aguilera over there. A whole song from her over there would be about $2,000. Over here, it'd be about 30K. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why people do that right there. Like you make it 15 times what it's worth. And that's why a lot of people bring it over there. But I'm past that right there. I try not to do nothing illegal no more because I learned my lesson. I got kids and I done seen what's going on out here. And I try to keep my kids away from all that. I try to keep my kids in the studies and everything. Because we don't realize, man, like it's just a trap. Hey, Coach Amber.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and see, like I had did a little program for young kids too. Like we had like a little football thing for them, and we had a little boxing thing for them to let kids, let them know that it's a way that you can get by with your.
Hey, the kids is why I do this. Like literally, um, like I went to college. I wanted to be a social worker. I literally wanted to be a juvenile probation officer, not a regular probation officer. Because if you're a crackhead 65, I'm not changing your life. But when I realized how much they made, literally the job I had, I was making more money than what would have started off. So I scrapped that. Um, but literally, I mean, I do train adults. I do train adults. I train several adults, but the kids is literally why I'm here.
Exactly.
Like yes, because I had a boxing coach that changed my life. And if I can do that, if I can at least return that favor one more time, it was all worth it.
You got to look at kids like Javante Tank Davis and all them kids right there that ain't got nothing. But boxing is a great outlet for them, or sports is a great outlet because if they put their focus and stuff in something positive instead of the negativity right there, they can do something and be something and be able to give back. That's why I respect Tank so much because he does so much for his community now that he's done made it. He gives away food, book bags, clothes, all that. And I respect people like that. Like B-Hop, he came from the trenches, but B-Hop has never done anything for nobody in his city. And see, that's why I try to say, like, the kids, when everything's said and done, all this money gone, it ain't gonna mean nothing. But what you've done to affect another life, to help a kid or help a family that's in need, that stays with you. And that lives on when the money's gone. When the money's gone, that right there still be there. And there's so many youth out there, there's so many people that's so great in sport that the world will never see. Like even when I was incarcerated, it was some people that played basketball that was better than on par with LeBron and Jordan. But people that never get to see them play because they made the wrong choices. So I'm trying to help the kids so they don't make the wrong choices, especially my kids and kids that look like mine. You feel me?
No, absolutely. Like I said, like my mentor that taught me how to train, because I had two coaches that trained me as a fighter, and then I had one that actually taught me how to be a coach, because they are two different things. Um,
Yeah, not
he
all
always told
players can
me
be coaches. Like Jordan was a great player, but he wasn't a good coach. And like Roy
ex-
Jones was a hell of a
exactly.
fighter, but he ain't a great coach. Like just because you can do something good don't mean you can train somebody to do it good either.
And one of the first things that he told me don't get too attached, especially with the kids. He's like, they're gonna grow up on you, they're gonna get married on you, they're gonna get pregnant on you, they're gonna go to jail on you, they're gonna die on you. And I've literally had all that happen. I had a fighter that we had a tournament going on that Saturday. My coach calls me after the gym Thursday night and was like, "Hey, I don't want to say the kid's name, but he's not fighting this Saturday." And I was like, "Why? What happened?" He's like, "He's in jail." And I was like, "For what?" He said, "Murder." Like, broke my heart. Broke my heart.
That's what I'm saying. A
Broke
lot of
my
people
heart.
don't understand. A lot of people don't understand what these kids got to go through. Like a lot of people don't understand. Like sometimes these kids is the man of the house because their parents made bad decisions. That's why I'm saying like anybody that's watching my show right here, if you got kids out there, the greatest joy is to take your kid and try to do a sport or try to do an activity with them because y'all can grow together and become closer as well. Plus, you'll be focusing their attention on something positive instead of negative. And like my son, he doesn't have the attributes that I had as a boxer. Like if I was considered an A class fighter or S class fighter, my son would probably be a C class. And I'm trying to get him right. I mean, it's still my son, but he doesn't have the dedication. And see, he's lived kind of like a lush lifestyle. Him and my daughter, they spoiled as hell. I ain't gonna lie, their mama did that. But like I try to get them, they were so lazy, but I got them out of that. But like you got to realize now the generation with these games, this YouTube, these tablets and stuff, it's hard to get kids to want to do something to get active. That's why the obesity rate is 90% in the United States. Like, and that's why they said when people were trying out for the armed services, people was breaking their bones in the basic training because kids don't get out there and get rough and tumble like we did back in the day. And so I'm trying to get kids involved, get them more involved because, you got to be fit. You got to always be prepared to go just in case anything happens. If we was overran by anything or if an incident popped off, you don't want to be out of shape and can't defend yourself or do nothing like that. That's why I try to teach everybody, look, strengthen your mind as well as your body. Like that also will stop you from being in more situations. And like that'll stop you from being like when you feel healthy and you look good, you feel good. People don't realize that when you look good, you feel good. And see, like if I wasn't in shape, hell, I'd probably be dead right now because I had a situation that happened early in the year. I got hit about 4 times. People tried to come in and take what me and my business earned, but it didn't happen like that.
I'm really glad that you're kind of shedding light on this, because
I had an internet casino. Like I had they call them fish tables. And A1 Hoops on Salute King. I had these things called fish tables where people come in and gamble. They put money in there, and you play on the tables, and you can win. It's like internet casino. And it was a few thugs that
I
came
think
in.
I know what that is, but yes.
Yeah. people lose thousands and thousands of dollars on that. Plus, they can win thousands and thousands of dollars at one time. So it's a lot of money being transferred in there. But it's legal. Well, they passed the legislation, so in North Carolina, we can only use the internet slots now. You can't use the fish tables no more. But it was a couple people. One dude's name was DeMarcus, because I know him because he ain't here no more. But they thought they was gonna come in here and take what we earned. And my wife was coming to get the money. I mean, it's all public knowledge. My wife was coming to get the money. My guard was my one of my bodyguards had got hit when he came through, and my other bodyguard had dropped the gun. And then I ended up grabbing the gun and I started firing, but I got hit 4 times in the torso and stuff, like in the upper torso and the leg. So but one of them didn't make it out. The other one got hit, and the driver, they found the driver, but I didn't get charged because it was my security guard's gun. I was trying to defend the place, but you know, people nowadays are so crazy with the economy. So that's why I say people need to be fit and in shape, and don't put yourself in situations
That's
that are
why I don't
called,
gamble.
yeah, like situations. You got to worry about the situations you in. And yeah, I got hit 4 times, one in the leg and 3 in the upper torso. So I be in a lot of pain a lot most of the time, but they got me on pain stuff. But I'm at the house now with I got a nurse that comes through 7 days a week. Well, it's 2 of them. They come 7 days a week, but I'm healing. I'm still alive, but I don't want my kids to have to go through stuff like that. That's why I try to teach them to do stuff more positive. But I thought that was positive, but with the way the world is now, people will get you for doing anything. Like, you never know. That's why you got to get yourself right. Make sure you living right, and it's because people ain't teach these kids how to go up and do it by themselves. Like, if we had more men out here and more families out here teaching these kids how to be productive members of society, then we wouldn't have all this crime right here and all this stuff right here. So
That's
that's why,
why I coach. That's why I coach. I am creating one productive member of society at a time.
exactly, and I
A,
respect you
a
for
lot
that.
of a lot of a lot of these kids that come in, um, half of them are come in as single mothers. I've literally had moms pull me to the side, show up with their kid, like a kid that I'm already training on their coach, and tell me he's being disrespectful, or he's talking back to his teachers.
And you punish me.
Okay,
Extra
okay,
workout.
cool. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Go put your mouthpiece in. Go put your headgear on. Put your gloves on. We doing mitts, and I will smack that kid's lights out.
They need it because they say spare a rod, you spoil a child. And see, we don't have people like this kids at an early age. That's why Spencer Taylor, peace and blessings, King, peace and blessings. See, we ain't got nobody disciplining children now. So now children are growing up crazy now, and that's why it's so bad in society. And see, in the next 10 years, it's going to be even worse. Like, when I grew up, we used to fight. Me and my homeboys done fought each other. We know each other's capabilities. Now these kids are too scared to even fight. They too scared to wear an ass whooping. Like, they're too scared to do all that, and that's why the damn death toll is rising. Every
Upper,
kid
I
on
had a
that.
kid run away. I had a kid run away from his mom. She calls me. He's panicked. Panic, 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 panic. I start texting him, calling him. Long story short, I ended up picking him up from some house and bringing him back home to his mother.
See,
Like,
as coaches, you have a different bond with the kid because as a coach,
yeah,
they trust you,
yeah, yeah. I'm not your parent. I'm not your friend neither.
but they look at you as a mentor.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm your mentor. I'm here to guide you, give you advice. I'm not your friend, but I'm not your mother either. You ask me a question, I'm gonna give you an answer. Either you like it or you don't.
And that's one thing I try to teach kids. If a kid asks me a question, I'm not gonna lie to them. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it because that's the problem. We got too many people lying to children now and sugarcoating stuff. So when stuff don't go the right way, then kids feel like you've been lying to me. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's one thing I'm not gonna do is lie to you. Now, if you don't want to know the answer, don't ask me the question. Because I'm gonna give it to you raw and honest. Because if not, you're gonna grow up living in a fairy tale life, and somebody might do something to you. But yeah, I'm sorry we went off on a tangent. I'm sorry about that. Let's get back to boxing.
No, it's cool. Yeah, no, it's cool. I'm like, we learning a lot about each other today. Is the chat still there? I feel like I'm talking to a homie on the porch.
Yeah. I know there's probably some people that want to hear about boxing, so I'm gonna do it on. I'm making another. I got another channel that's made called the Upper Echelon Man. I'm gonna start working on that channel a lot more next week. Well, I start talking about a lot of real life things and everything. But yeah, this week in boxing it's gonna be great. I can't wait to see it. And they say Tyson Fury and Zhang Zhali supposed to be fighting. That would be a pretty good fight right there because Big Bang Zhang, the man has power. And the one loss that he got, I felt like he won that fight. I felt like he beat what's that Russian name? What was that Russian name that he fought? Because he dropped him in the second round. What was his name? Coach Amber, what's that Russian heavyweight name?
I couldn't tell you. I don't pay much attention to the Asian fighters. I'm sorry.
No,
I really don't.
The white Russian heavyweight. They be talking about Herkovich. That's his name.
Oh, Herkovich.
Philip Herkovich.
Oh, yeah, but wasn't he an uppercomer? Like, wasn't he like that was supposed to be Zhang was supposed to be his like coming out party, and that didn't happen?
Well, they gave him the win against Zhang, but I felt like Zhang punished that man. Like that was Zane's first loss. But I feel like
so they did yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of foreign fighters. America, sorry.
Say, girl, yeah, that's what it was, Herkovich. Yeah, that's why I said Philip Herkovich. I knew I was gonna get it. But yeah, Philip Herkovich, I mean, he dropped them in the second round. Yes, Shawad, they cut the programs for children on purpose. Yep, all by design. Back in my day, Shawad, I'm gonna just say this and then I'm gonna go back to boxing. Back in the day, it used to be 10 or 11 o'clock at night before you see anything on TV with nudity and all that shit. That shit's on all times of day now on TV. They got nudity. They got this LGBT stuff going on. Like they poison the kids' minds. And now they got this thing where they teach sex ed to elementary school kids. Like they're putting our kids in a basis society, and it's overran. This is Babylon the Great, and people don't realize it. Like it even says about Sodom and Gomorrah, but I'm not about to get into that. Like I said, I got another channel for that. I know some people that want to. I know some people that want to hear about boxing. But yeah, I'm gonna start going live on my Upper Echelon Man channel, and we get into all that. We're gonna get into all of that. But yeah, Philip Herkovich, he fought Zhang Zhali. That was supposed to be Herkovich's coming out party. It was really Zhang Zhali's coming out party because Zhang Zhali beat that man from pillar to post. He even dropped him in the second round. Dropped him. He beat that man at least 7 out of 10 rounds. They robbed Zane and gave Herkovich the win. But after that fight, you see the class of fighters that they put Herkovich in there with. They put him in there with low-class fighters. While you see Zane Zhali get in there with Joe Joyces and all them right there.
And then what he do to them. I'm not a big fan of I like American fighters. Sorry. I like American fighters.
I do too because
every now and then, well, not every now and then. I like Mexican fighters too, but I'm always gonna root for the American, which is why I was so pissed off.
Them foreign fighters, they got different PED laws over there. So a lot of them foreign fighters be juiced out the gills.
Exactly, and they're not that good. Even in the Olympics, they get popped all the time. They have like 2-3 alternates in a row. Oh, this one got popped. Next alternate up. Oh, that one got popped. Next one up. Team USA usually has the person in front and then one alternate. They got like 3-4 in a row.
Yeah, they put whichever one can make it through. Who did the best job of masking what they used?
Exactly.
That's why you see.
Exactly. That's why I don't give
That's
much
why a lot of people
attention.
ain't giving. That's why a lot of people don't give. What's your boy name? Nayo Inouye. That's why a lot of people don't give Nayo Inouye the credit, because when they was in body testing, he pushed the fight back 4 months because they wanted to test him. He was like, they keep testing me. And remember, he all of a sudden came up with a hand injury, so they had to push the Inouye fight back. Remember,
And then he was like, "Y'all gonna come every week? Like, is this gonna be every day?" They showed up to, was it Mill or Mall? That he went to his grandma's house in Louisiana, and they showed up at his grandma's house.
Jamel.
Was it Mill?
Jamel, yeah.
Like,
shout out to my guy Incel.
then,
Shout out to Incel with the $5 super chat showing support. Appreciate you, Incel, as always. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They be testing the hell out of our fighters, but then when it's time for them to get tested, they always have some kind of problem.
I know at one point they were testing Earl once a week.
Yeah, they always do Earl like that.
Like once a week. And Earl doesn't even take aspirin. If he got a headache, he ain't taking no aspirin, he ain't taking nothing. No BC powder, nothing.
Yeah, because you know Earl was the truth. And they was trying to find a lie within the truth. And they couldn't. But they tried to. But you know, Earl, that's why Earl gonna show everybody in December that he's the truth. Yeah, Caribbean fighters.
Did you talk about the Jay White stuff yet? Did you touch on that? The Michael J. White? Because Shawala, pointed me in the right direction, and then I looked at that interview and I watched it and I was like, this dude is an actor. Like, he has no skin in the game. Like, I could understand if he was like in the boxing game, or something like that. He's an actor. Like,
nah, he's not. He's an actor second. He's a world martial artist first.
Is he?
Yes.
Well,
Michael J. White is a world-renowned national world champion in kickboxing. Michael J. White is really bad. He's a martial artist first, an actor second. Michael J. White is the epitome of he's better than Billy Blanks in that top of him.
Okay, so he's like modern day Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Okay, so what skin in the game would he have in boxing?
I mean, he boxes too. He boxes. He does kickboxing.
Does he?
He boxes, kickbox, Muay Thai, kung fu.
Well, kickboxing and boxing is different.
I'm just saying he's an athlete. Like he loves all forms of contact and striking.
Unless you're like an actual boxer, like you MMA to me.
Well, you know, boxing is actually martial arts as well, if you think about it, because you know you're striking, you're defending, and you're doing all that. Like martial arts is a form of hitting and not get hit, and defending yourself.
I do have a reason that I say that.
So I do have Michael J. White. He's a combat sports aficionado. So when it comes to combat sports, that's his thing. That's his thing. So you know he knows about combat.
There's a reason that I say that. Like, I promise there is a method to my madness. I promise.
Go ahead.
I've had plenty of MMA guys walk into the gym and be like, I want to learn how to box.
Can't throw a punch worth of shit.
Yep. And I've also seen it the other way around, where I've seen plenty of boxers walk into an MMA gym and walk their ass right back. That's the only reason I have. Like, if I have an opinion, I usually have a reason for it, or at least my own logic.
I know what you're about to say. You about to say, how does he know what a person's supposed to look like in a sport that he doesn't compete in? I know that's what you're about to say.
Well, no, I mean, no. That's not what I was trying to say at all. I'm just what my point was is he has no skin in the game. Like it's not okay. He's a kickboxer. He's a mixed martial arts. This, that, and the other. But he is not an active fighter. He is not a part of either one of their camps. So that would be like me commenting on basketball. I do not understand basketball. Me personally, I only watch sports that I understand, and I only understand two sports.
I'll
Well,
put it to you like this, Coach Amber. If you go to a fancy restaurant, right, and you pay your money for the food, right, and if that steak
okay,
and food is not the way you the way that you thought it would be, are you gonna complain about it? Or you gonna say something about it, right? See, one thing about sports, about professional sports that people fail to realize is if you pay your money to watch professional sports, that makes you a consumer. And with you being a consumer, that gives you a right to be able to say what you got to say. I had to learn that. So if a person's spending their money on something, then they have the right to comment on it as well. Now, if you're not paying no money or you ain't got nothing, the skin in the game is the money that you spent. Like if you paid for a ticket or if you went to go see the fight, you got skin in the game because you put your money where your mouth is. And a lot of people feel like, well, once I paid, then I can say, and I mean, which is true. That's why when people was talking about the Terrence and Earl fight, if you wasn't showing me your ticket that you bought the fight, I ain't trying to hear what your opinion. Like a lot of these Terrence Crawford fans are coming from everywhere, right? But before the Earl and Terrence fight, I could count about 5 of on 20 different platforms. Now everybody's a Terrence Crawford fan. But majority of them didn't pay for the fights. If they did, it would have did over $1 billion. So I think Michael Jai White, he feel like his skin in the game is because he loves professional sports where people are combat, and he feel like he paid his money. So when you pay your money and shit's not the way you expect, people gonna complain. You feel what I'm saying? Like he felt like what part of
okay.
that you
Remember
barbecue
this: if we go to that same
this?
steakhouse, right,
Uh-huh.
and I order it medium, when I really wanted it medium well,
Uh-huh.
like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't I don't see why he would lean one way or the other. You know what I mean? When it comes to Bud and Earl, like why? Okay, in other words, why would he fall on Earl's side of the fence
I mean, they
when he has no ties to him?
well, that's just like a person that, he's a Jet fan, he become a Bill fan, they're not real fans. You know, some people only
I'll
like to
never
see
be
you
a Bud
winning.
fan. It
Some
must
people
be
only,
hard. I'm sorry. It must be hard being a Bud. Well, for some of them, I'm sure it's easy.
man,
But for
Bud fans are
somebody that
delusional. I'm sorry, most
no,
Bud fans are
there were
delusional.
some out there that have been ride or die since day one, and I get that.
Yeah,
But
like
I
like I said, I know a few like Drink More Water, Incel, Rick Timms, Rich Stoudemire, Jason,
in the
Steve.
Ugas fight, Earl stood up on that podium and he said, "I want to thank each and every one of my fans for spending
Exactly.
their hard-earned money
Bud don't give a damn,
on buying this fight and coming to the fight."
and
And
Bud feel
then
like we owe it to him.
you contrast that to Bud and his IG, bruh. I done told Earl this fight ain't gonna sell. Like if Earl Spence Jr., who I love very much, or matter of fact, Virgil, who I have a personal relationship, ever told me that he didn't believe in me and my money was no good, I'd no longer be a fan.
Well,
No wonder they fire stick him. Just saying. You tell me that my money no good here, I'll fire stick you all day.
nah, I ain't got the live playing in the background, Shua. I think you got some kind of beeping going on in the background, Amber. Yeah, Smoking Bud. He also said that they had the best fans in the UK. But like I'm gonna tell you like this, Bud. I like him in the ring, but I'm not a fan of his. I'm a fan of boxing, and like Bud, he didn't think the first fight was going. John Kramer, salute. King Von, salute. Smoking Bud Revenge, salute. He didn't think the first fight was going to sell, and it didn't the way it should have, and that shows that. But it's you that don't sell. Like you stepped out by yourself, and you did less than 10K. Less than 10K. Bud was on the biggest sports platform in the world, ESPN, the biggest sports platform worldwide. And he only did 50K, 136K, and 150K. You did 136,000 with Sean Porter, who just came off of 350,000 with Earl the True Spence. Just came off a great fight with Earl, where he was competitive. So Sean was a hot commodity then. Matter of fact, Sean probably was the A side. He was the reason why you got 136,000. Because when you fought Victor Postol, you only got 50,000. Amir Khan is a big name over in the UK. Because Amir Khan and Kell Brook, they fight sold out and did everything. You did 150K with Amir Khan. That's why Amir Khan got more money than Bud, because he brought a bigger name. Bud, you just don't sell. Just do. Peace and blessings, King. Peace and blessings. And still, I hope he does fight Spence at 154. Yes, Smoking Bud, he blamed ESPN, but ESPN is the worldwide leader of sports. Manny Pacquiao fought on ESPN and did 1.3. He did 1.3 with Sugar Shane. He did 1.3 with Marquez, the third fight with Marquez. He did a meal with Cotto. He did over a meal with Cotto. He had no problem. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy. Let me drop the link. I guess Coach Amber fell off, but anybody want to hop up here, get up here and cook, we here. But yeah, like, he blaming the fans, and it ain't the fans. He need to look inward. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Smoking Bud, EJ ain't gonna get psyched out. EJ, he on radio silence right now. He know what it is. He knows exactly what it is. But I'm gonna tell you like this. Like I said, I've heard people talk about Devin as the face of boxing right now. Look, I have nothing against Devin. He's a great fighter. I'm glad him and Regis is getting this fight. I'm glad it's on pay-per-view. I hope it do good numbers, because they're giving us great fights. It's good numbers. But to be honest, this is not even a pay-per-view fight. See, everybody want to put fights on pay-per-view. This ain't really a pay-per-view fight. Regis has no name right now. He has a name over there in New Orleans. But I feel like with the caliber of fighters that we have fighting, that's good. I pay for it. But to be honest, Regis versus Devin, I don't even think it's a pay-per-view fight. But I will pay for it because they're giving us good fights. But Regis and Devin, it's not a pay-per-view. Shalom, salute the Barber D for the $5 super chat, a super sticker. Peace and blessings, Princess. Thank you so much. But yeah, Dev is on his way, and I respect what he's doing, because once you're on pay-per-view, you're not supposed to go back to free TV. You're not. Because that stops the momentum that you have. And I can say this, Devin did 150,000 on his first pay-per-view. It took Bud his third pay-per-view to get 150,000. Well, Bud, he did 4 pay-per-views without Earl, and only one did 150,000. Like I said, he did 136 with Sean Porter, 50 with Victor Postol. He did 10K with Avanesian, and he did 150 with Amir Khan. So Devin, for the first pay-per-view, that's a great number, 150,000. And matter of fact, Bud did under 10K at $40 a pop. It wasn't even it was a half price pay-per-view, and it still didn't do numbers.
And they double charge people. That's crazy. They charge
Yeah,
people
they
twice.
double charged. Yeah, Shawad, like that's why I said, Shawad, this ain't a pay-per-view fight, but the fact that they giving us a good fight, I'm gonna pay for it. I'm gonna support boxing. I mean, D1. I mean, like I said, I don't believe Devin and Regis is a pay-per-view worthy fight, but I like to support our people when they're doing great fights. So, hey, it's a good fight. It's two great fighters. It's Regis and it's Devin Haney. It's a high stakes fight with high skill level fighters. I'm gonna buy it. Yeah, I am too, D1. Like, we've been getting so many bad fights the last few years. This year they've been giving us a lot of great fights. So I've been trying to buy all of them because I feel like if I keep buying them all, they keep giving us good fights. So that's the only reason I'm buying a good fight. I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, and my man, I heard people saying it ain't a pay-per-view fight, but shit, the zone needs some American talent. Canelo left. You know what I'm saying? That's why Eddie Hearn signed in Montana, Love, Richardson, Hitchens, and Regis Prograde. You know what I'm saying? Like they trying to look for some American talent. They wasting money on Triple G. Shit, they can
Yeah,
pay Devin Haney.
they went back. Damn.
Yeah.
That damn HBO went bankrupt on Triple G. Triple G and them European fighters made them go bankrupt. And Mexican boxing, you can't say Devin robbed Loma because it was a close fight. Robbery was Cambosos versus Maxie Hughes. Maxie Hughes beat Cambosos 10-2, 9-3, and they gave him the win. And you know, Maxie Hughes was robbery. I had Loma and Devin 7-5 Mexican boxer, and I would have gave it 6-6, but Lomachenko, he gave up in the 12th round. And he even admitted that who's blocking the truth? Ain't nobody blocked you, man. What are you talking about? It's like you want somebody to block you. The link right there, if you want to hop up here, Mexican boxing, ain't nobody block you, and ain't nobody blocking the truth. Like I said, I gave Devin 5 of the first 6 rounds, and then I gave him the 12th round and another round. Lomachenko admitted himself that he gave up in the 12th round. If Lomachenko would have won the 12th round, I would have had a 6-6 draw. But no. Okay, Mexican. How is it going against my narrative? A robbery is if it's like 10-2 or 9-3. When the fight is close, it can't be a robbery. You don't know what robbery means, do you? You just came out here on a different page trying to just talk crazy. I mean, I'm going to drop the link for you. Talking about a robbery. Like I said, Maxie Hughes is a robbery versus Camboso. Oh, well, Shawaz said you're done, so. Oh, no, Shawaz said they must be blocked. And there go the link right there, Mexican boxers. Come up here and tell me about your side of the story. Like, come up here and tell me what 7 rounds Lomachenko won. I guess you're gonna say Lomachenko beat Teofimo Lopez as well. And I guess you don't think that Jermaine. Okay, if Devin Haney robbed Loma, then Loma robbed Jermaine Ortiz, because Jermaine Ortiz won 7 of the 5 rounds versus Loma. 7 out of 12 rounds versus Loma, but they gave Loma the win. And I didn't call it a robbery because the fight was close. When it's separated by 1 or 2 points, you can't call it a robbery, idiot. And you see what D1 said. Hey. Yeah, he can still kick the link. You heard my mod said, they said you can't talk no more, but you can gladly hit the link. The link right there for you. Exactly, D1. I had Ortiz beating Loma, but they gave Loma the victory. So, hey, I just rolled with it. Because the fight was so close, like, Ortiz won the first 5, 6 rounds. But the fight was so close, you can't call a close fight a robbery. When the fight is close like that, it can't be a robbery. You call it a robbery when it's like 9-3, 10-2. And like Maxie Hughes versus George Kambosos, that was a freaking robbery. That was a robbery. Just like I feel like old boy beat Esau Cruz. It was I feel like Gabriel Cabrera beat Esau Cruz. But I really can't say it was a robbery because, they was close. It was close at the end. Go Darrell Ho. If he was knocking Haney's hit. See, that's what most y'all casual boxing fans don't understand. Golden Era Ho. This is what y'all casual boxing fans don't know. Boxing is scored round by round by round. So just because you have 3 or 4 great rounds, don't mean you win the fight. You don't win the fight just off having 4 good rounds. Now I've did this thing 3 to 4 times, and Loma only won 5 rounds. Period. So the link is there. The mods are gonna keep popping you. They got the automatic pointed at you. They pop you as soon as you stick your head out the window, man. If you want to say your point, the link is right there. Exactly, Shawar. Like, he can't get up here and tell me which rounds that Loma won. Give me the 7 rounds that Lomachenko won. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch it. Now, I do say this. The rounds that Lomachenko won were more dominant than the rounds that Devin won. Yeah. Devin, his rounds, he won more rounds, but Lomachenko's rounds were more pronounced. Like, Lomachenko separated himself in the rounds, but you only get 1 round per round. Like, you don't get double points because you look great. Incel. King, we not even about to do that, Incel. Incel, you my guy. Kambosos did not win no damn fight against Maxie Hughes. Incel, we will sit here and break down round by round. I will put this fight on the screen, and me and you, we can get anybody to judge this fight. And in that fight, Kambosos might have won 1, maybe 2 rounds. Incel, we're not gonna do that. And I'm not slick dissing the Dream's resume. But Kambosos got his ass whooped by Maxie Hughes. They robbed Maxie Hughes for the IBO belt. Period. They robbed that. Ain't no damn way you think Kambosos beat Max Hughes. Even Kambosos know that he got his ass whooped. I would never go against Devin Haney's resume because, like I said, I support all my young fighters. I support them all. And I feel like his resume becomes better than Tio if he beats Regis Prograis. And he had the best resume of the 4 kings. But Kambosos is trash, period. No matter what you say, Kambosos is trash. Maxie Hughes outclassed that man and beat the hell out that man, dude. He beat the shit out of that man. Hey, everybody in the chat, if y'all remember the Kambosos fight versus Maxie Hughes, put a 1 in the chat if you think Kambosos won, and put a 2 in the chat if you think Maxie Hughes was robbed. Oh, my guy, Stupid Mac in here. Salute, King. Incel, you see all that? Look at that, Incel. Everybody knows Kambosos got his ass whooped, bro. And you my guy, but that was an ass whooping. And before the fight, I even got robbed of my money. Because I told everybody that Maxie Hughes was gonna beat Kambosos. You know why? Because Kambosos can't defend his left side. I told people that before the fight. Before the fight, Incel, ask Shawar. She was in there with me. Before the fight, I told Shawar, I say, Shawar, Maxie Hughes is going to rotate to Kambosos left, and he's going to beat the dog shit out of Kambosos. That's why Devin Haney destroyed him in that first fight, because he cannot defend his left side. And while we was in there, with KQKC, Kambosos got the shit beat out of him. And I just knew I was about to get my money, and they robbed me. They robbed me. Anybody that's southpaw or moves to the left will destroy George Kambosos. George Kambosos, his left hand is weak. He's a one-handed fighter for real. Like, I don't know how the hell he beat Teofimo Lopez. I really don't. I really don't know how he beat Teofimo Lopez. And see, that right there messed Devin's head up. Because George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez, who beat Lomachenko. And he beat George Kambosos so convincingly. Devin thought he was an S-class fighter. He thought he was light years above every other fighter. So that Lomachenko fight, he seen that he was a lot closer than he thought. That's why I was telling people the triangle theory doesn't work. Because in theory, Devin should have blew Lomachenko out 12-0. Because Teofimo beat Loma and Kambosos beat Teofimo. And Devin beat damn Kambosos 11-1 in one fight and damn 9-3 or 10-2 the second fight. And he did it with one hand in one fight. So, you know, in Devin's mind, it's shit, I destroyed Loma. And it wasn't like that. Shout out to Coach Amber with the $2 super chat. Can we get the like button up? Yeah, y'all smash the likes for the kid if you don't mind. I appreciate y'all, man. But yeah. And what's crazy, I told Shawar, and what I said was going to happen. When they stole Maxie Hughes' IBO belt, when they fought, I said, he stole Maxie Hughes' IBO belt. I said, now watch him fight Loma. And now they talking about Kambosos versus Loma next year. Lomachenko probably going to stop Kambosos. See, Kambosos was using everybody else's name when it was time to fight Shakur. Now, Shawai, what day he fought a different fight against Loma. Loma adjusted. See, Kambosos couldn't adjust. Kambosos is a trash fighter, Shawai. That's why I really think Teofimo must have really been hurt. Hell, Mickey Bay, I thought beat Kambosos off the 3-year layoff. Honestly. But, like I said, Teo must have been really hurt. Because Devin and Kambosos, that was nothing. Hell, Maxie Hughes beat him just as bad as Devin did, though. But I be telling people Maxie Hughes ain't no slouch. He could box. And a boxer will always beat Kambosos. Especially if you roll to the left. And see, Lomachenko, he attacked Devin and he used them angles. That's what made it so close. But, like I said, in the end, Loma lost. And I'm far from a Devin Haney fanboy. People will tell you I call it down the middle. Some people call me a Devin Haney hater, but I just keep it real. So if you come in this chat on 4 different profiles, calling me I'm a fanboy of Devin, you got the wrong channel, homie. For real. You back, Coach Amber. You back.
Am I back?
Yes, you back. You back like some good daggone.
Okay, yeah, I've been looking for the beat unless it's that damn fragrance thing that she put that goes off every damn 3 minutes that gets on my damn nerves. I don't know if that's what y'all are hearing.
Yeah,
But,
I don't hear it no more.
So, okay, I am not a fan of Loma, but I'm not going to call him a trash fighter either.
I ain't calling trash. I was talking about Kambosos.
Oh, okay. Well,
Nah, Loma's not trash.
Tomatoes,
Loma
no.
was a good. Loma was a good victory. Exactly, D1. D1 say I'm more than a hater than a fanboy for Devin. That's fucking sure. Yes. But I'm not a hater of Devin either, because I appreciate the fights that he do give. I'm just saying, I look at shit logically. Like, I was a fanboy when Roy Jones was fighting. After that, I stopped that fanboyism. Like, Earl Spence is my motherfucking dog. But hey, I'm gonna call it how I see it. Because
Hey, he's an alumni to me. He's an alumni to me, so I'm gonna. He could. Well, I ain't even gonna say that because I don't want to speak it into existence. But regardless, I will always support Earl Spence Jr.
oh yeah,
EJ.
everybody know I'm man down till I stand down. You feel me? I made this page off of Earl Spence. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just saying I'm gonna keep it 100 though. You feel me? Yeah, balls and
Yeah.
strikes, D1. I mean, I'm a real man, dog. I'm not gonna sit
So
here and lie.
what were you on? Were you on Loma or Cambo?
You say what?
Were you on Loma or Cambo?
I was
Because
saying I was saying that Cambosos was trash, that Maxie Hughes beat him, and I had picked Maxie Hughes to beat Cambosos. And I was saying that I said the way Devin beat Camboso, he thought he was years above all the other fighters because Cambosos beat Tiafimo, who beat Lomachenko. And then I said Lomachenko showed that the triangle theory doesn't work. Because I said, in theory, Devin should have beat Lomachenko
which
12
I agree
nothing.
with.
Huh?
Which I agree with. Triangle theories do not work. They
Exactly.
don't.
But like I said, I have a person who I root for, but one thing about it, I'm a man. I was always brought up as a man. And I have principles and I have my word and my bond. So I'm not gonna sit here and lie for no other man. You feel what I'm saying? Like if somebody doing some effed up stuff, I'm gonna call them on it. If somebody doing stuff that's not right, I'm gonna call them on it. Just like people sit there and was talking about the Frank Martin and Shakur Stevenson. Yes, it might have been 4 times more than what Frank Martin has ever gotten. Yes, $1 million. But you got to also realize Shakur was also getting 5 million to fight Frank Martin. So you got to realize Frank Martin getting 1 million, Shakur getting 5 million. That's 85 to 15%. Hey D1, what time? I thought Just Do come on at 4:30. What time he come on, bro? Or does he come on at 4? Because yeah, that's what we head to. We always head to Just Do after this.
Honestly, I would have never called Shakur a duck. Like that's a very strong word.
Dunking it, we
I
need to
feel
take
like
that duck word out of boxing, period. Like we gotta take
I
that out
feel like
because
that was clout chasing gone wrong. That was literally like jackass clout chasing gone wrong. Like you made it so clear that you were on his helmet, you sent the bottle service, you did this, you did that, and then I thought it was brilliant. But Devin Haney, all right, take this little short money, and then when he didn't take it, everybody was like, "Oh!" Like
but see, also on that right there, he also asked to be the mandatory, so he was taking the offer, but that's just like me and you go to do a job, and I try to give you the dude giving me $1,000 to do the job, and I try to give you $200 to help me, right? But I didn't know that you knew the guy, and so the guy trying to give you 400 and give me 600. Like, am I supposed to have you do it for 200, or are you gonna do it for that 400?
when we both gonna do equal work by showing up.
Exactly. And see, who's to say? Like I said, like Devin and Shakur, they should have took it to purse bid. You feel me? Devin should have let him go to purse bid. Because who's to say who's the bigger draw? Just like I feel like Frank and Shakur should have went the first bid. Because if they would have went the first bid, Shakur probably would have got 70-30 or 60-40 over Frank Martin, which would have been 60-40 would have been 3.5 million to Frank getting 2.5. Not Shakur getting 5 million and the man getting 1 million. And that's why Frank said he needs, hey, Just Do, what time you coming on? 4:30 or 4, bro? And that's why I say, yeah, it may have been more than Frank was ever getting, But you also got to realize you also getting $6 million for this fight because of Frank. So if you went 60-40, it'd have been 3.5 to 2.5, or if it did 70-30, 4 million to 2 million. But
I do feel like Frank put his foot in his mouth. He stepped out of turn when he said I would have took that. But then again, even though the percentage is less, see,
yeah, he would have took it
this is why
25%.
math is necessary. They
But
say you'll
25.
never use algebra, you'll never use geometry. Bullshit.
Shout out
Okay,
to my
because
guy, Expensive Paper, with the $20 super chat. Bomb squad in the building. Oh damn. Well, Just Do said he'd be on later. Well, hell, I'm still getting off at 4:30 then. But what I was saying is, Coach Amber, yeah, he would have took 25%. But 15% and 25% is a big difference.
okay, well, I mean,
Plus, it was
what?
4 belts on the line.
Okay,
4 belts and 25% is different from 1 belt and 15%.
exactly. But I'm wholeheartedly with you. Wholeheartedly with you.
I just feel
But
like this: whatever you can negotiate for, that's what you get. And if the negotiations ain't going right, then go to purse bid. Purse bid, can't nobody complain about it. You can't complain about the purse bid because you know what you're worth. But like I said, I'm not saying Frank Martin duck. I'm not saying Shakur duck. I feel like on the Devin and Shakur situation, I feel like Shakur knew he could have got more money, and he still was trying to make the fight. That's why he tried to make the mandatory. He became the mandatory, so that showed he wanted to fight. I'm not about to let you pity pitch me, and everybody sit there talking about, well, Devin took this versus Camboso. First off, yes, Devin took that little bit of money, but he also made more than he ever made on that fight at that time. Because first off, Camboso's government was paying for the fight. His fans was coming to the fight. So it was 40,000 and 38,000 fans in both fights. Plus the government put the money up. So of course, Cambosos is gonna get the lion's share of the profits because it's his fan base. It's his government putting it up. And still Devin made millions in that fight. So he still made more money than he was making in that fight. So people forget about that. That's just like if you go against Canelo Alvarez, he might give you 10%. And it still be more than you've ever made. It's what you bring to the table plus your value. Devin had no value in Australia. Now he might have gained a few Australian fans off of Camboso, so he got the belts, he got some fans, and he got a big payday. Now with Shakur, you offer this man cheap money, but hell, Shakur be selling out venues as well. So how you gonna pick the market value? Just like Frank Martin, he's been setting out the last 2 venues. Plus he got Earl Spence, so he got somewhat of a name.
Frank Martin would sell out. I don't know if you know what the Star is out here. It's not Cowboys Stadium,
It's the
but it's
smaller
their
stadium.
practice facility. It's their
It's
practice
it's
facility.
yeah, it's the smaller stadium. It's the one that Earl fought
Yes,
at.
that they practice in,
Earl
and
fought there.
yes,
It's the one that Earl fought at when he fought there before he fought up there with Mikey.
I don't know if it was
I think
Ocampo,
it was
but
Ocampo he fought it that way. Yeah, he fought Ocampo there and
yes,
fought
yes,
Mikey.
sir.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly believe that Frank could sell that out.
Yeah. Frank sold out his last fight versus Harry Rotherum. And he also
Frank
and he
Frank
also
is the
sold out.
adopted son of Dallas. Like AJ can't move everywhere around here. I'm not even sure Ryan can, but Frank can go anywhere he wants to. Like we have wholeheartedly adopted him. Like he's from the Midwest, by way of Dallas, or the other way around. Like we have wholeheartedly adopted him.
Salute Rick Timms. Salute Rick Timms in the building. Rick Timms say, while Shakur and Frank are not, Camboso is a bum, easy win. While Shakur and Frank are not anyway. What's up, the chat? Camboso is a sure win versus any of the top guys, and most wouldn't need 24 rounds to beat him either. Nah, he'll probably go to sleep. But Tiafimo didn't knock his ass out either, though. And Snoopy Mac says Shakur didn't activate his mandatory until he knew Devin was making a deal with Regis. He really didn't want to fight Devin. Shakur was known as a born fighter. Actually, Snoopy Mac, they call Shakur and Devin born fighters, but Shakur's done amped his up a little bit. But I think he really did want to fight. He just didn't want to take the little money. But who knows? Hopefully they get the fight sooner or later.
if I'm ever like here's the thing. Here's the difference. And honestly, I did not plan on calling Shakur a duck until he called Frank a duck, and I'm like, well, if he's
Yeah,
a duck, then
yeah,
that means you a duck.
exactly. That's what I was gonna say. That's why I said Shakur put his
So
foot in his mouth. But I don't think
I,
either one of them was ducks. It's just that they felt like it wasn't financially viable for them to do that fight that way.
okay, for the sake of round numbers, I like round numbers. I don't like 2.5. Okay, for the sake of round numbers, okay, let's say it was 6 million for uh Shakur and Frank,
Yeah,
and
that's the budget. The budget is 6 million.
okay, and 25%. That's what Franks gets. Just for round numbers, which was less than that, but whatever. For the sake of round numbers, okay,
Well, 50% is 3 million, right? 25% would be 1.5.
okay. So
25%
that's
is
for Frank and
1.5
Shakur,
million.
right?
If,
Okay,
if Frank was getting 25%, it'd be 1,500,000. And then it'd be Shakur getting 4,500,000.
which would mean that he was getting less than 25%. But
I
like I
told you
said,
he was getting
I'm a
15%.
woman, so I just like round numbers.
Yeah, that's why I said 15% is what they was giving Frank. 1 million was
Okay,
15%.
okay.
That was
And
85
again,
to 15.
for the sake of round numbers, Devin Haney versus Shakur. It
How
was
much was the
anywhere
budget?
from what 8 to 10 at
Uh,
25%.
we don't know how much the budget was. What you think the budget was?
I've heard 8 to 10 for the sake of for the sake of argument because we heard it was 6, right?
Uh huh.
For Martin and Shakur. I've heard it was 8 for Devin and Shakur, right?
Okay, if it was 8 for Devin and Shakur, did
At that same percentage, which one's more money?
Devin versus Shakur for who? Shakur or for Devin?
For Devin.
At that same percentage, Devin would be getting 6 million and Shakur get two
Shakur would have
million.
made more money than Frank because technically, I mean, this is why I like using round numbers
Yeah,
just to compare apples to apples and not oranges to
Shakur would have
oranges.
made 2 million versus Devin. Shakur would have made 2 million versus Devin at 75%, while Frank was only making 1.5 million at 25% versus Shakur. But Shakur wasn't
But
even
they
trying
didn't
to
offer him 25%. They offered him how much? 15,
get
right?
15%. Yes.
There you go. Math is great.
Yeah. Thank you,
And then
Barbara
he
D.
gonna turn around and call that man a duck and
Thank you,
call him
Barbara
every
D.
name under the sun.
Because that would have been his biggest payday by far. Because Shakur's biggest payday was 3 million, so 5 million. I'd have been mad too if I didn't get that money, but I would have gave the man at least 25%. Thank you, Barbara D. Yeah, I'm on my way to recovery. Just some days are worse than the rest.
I just don't like hypocrites.
Snoopy, which fight did he price himself out when he don't want to fight? See, that's the thing about boxing. When he fought, he fought, damn, what's the dude name? My memory be going bad. When he fought, Jabet, what was the dude name that he fought at 130 for the belt? Um, Jamel Herring. When he fought Jamel Herring,
He snaked him too and gave him like 15%,
but see,
25%.
well, Shakur ended up giving him like 15%. But what's good, Antonio Brown? But when he fought Jamel Herring, they was going to go for the purse bid, but they asked Jamel Herring how much money did he want. So Jamel Herring said that he wants such and such and such and such. So they gave Jamel Herring the amount of money that he wanted, but see, it was still more money left in the pot. See, Jamel Herring, he messed up by saying what he want instead of asking what was in the pot. So after Jamel Herring got the number that he wanted, Shakur got the rest of the pot. See, it was what he negotiated for. And when he fought Roberson Casasiao, Shakur ended up getting 95 to 5%. Like he got like 3 million, while Casasiao got under 600,000. But is not what you're worth, it's what you agree to. Oh, okay, Rick, my bad. I mean, Snoopy, that's what I'm saying. Like, if him and Devin would have went the first bid, he more than likely would have got more than 25% though. What's up, King?
What's good? What's good with it, King? How you feeling, Upper?
Yeah, I'm feeling a
What's
little
good
better. I'm
with
feeling a little better today.
Salute to Coach Amber. How you feeling?
Hey, Snoopy, if you want, I can drop the
What's
link.
up, Just Do? Nice
I'm
to
a,
Uh,
finally meet you.
hey,
man.
Snoopy, I can drop the
Nice.
link for you to get up here,
Likewise.
homie. You know we
Salute
all
to the
family here,
King.
Snoopy. You can hop up here, bro,
Yeah,
and talk about
I
it.
just be asking questions because I be seeing stuff. Like
I
again,
seen you.
man. When they
I
say
seen you and
Shakur
Snoopy
does
talking.
this and he does that, do y'all really think he responsible for how much his opponent get paid? He's not even responsible for how much he gets paid. Y'all
No,
gotta make sure if you're gonna blame him, if you're gonna blame, that's the game you want to play. You gotta blame the right person. He's the fighter. We all know this. You really think he in there crunching the numbers, and then you know what? Yeah, Heron, you get this. Yeah, Frank, yeah, you get this. That's not him doing that. You get what I'm saying? That's not
that's
him doing that. You could
that's
blame
Jay
Top Rank
Prince.
maybe, but you can't
That's
blame him.
He can
that's
That's
Jay
not
reject
his
Prince.
it.
lane.
That's Jay Prince.
He's
Jay
not in there
Prince gonna
crunching
make
the
sure.
numbers, but
Jay
if
Prince
the
gonna make
split
sure he
comes
getting
back, he can
everything he can
absolutely
get.
reject it.
Jay
And because he
Prince.
keeps rejecting those splits is why he can't get
But
fights.
see, that's what
I
happened
mean,
right there, though.
what split did he reject? The only thing I've known that he rejected in his career is 25%. That's about it. He said, and then bro said he priced himself out in fights. I'd just be making people like stand on what they saying and prove that people don't have no leg to stand on. They just be throwing stuff out there. Can't make a fighter a backstabber because his team do good business on his for the, in his case and his favor. They supposed to. That's what a good team's supposed to do.
And
He not
Jay Prince
and
getting
and
Is
then
that
paid.
another
good
thing.
business though?
Y'all know some of these dudes that he fought. I gotta go look back up the numbers. I forgot. Some of these dudes that I think his last few opponents, these dudes is making their highest paydays too.
But
That's
yeah,
something that people,
Robert Casey out.
right?
That's 600,000 was his highest payday.
That's something people don't be pointing out. They be calling them
But when
snakes
you
and
but this,
backstabbers.
but this is what
Again,
I'm saying though. Just do. But when you get more money in the pot because of my name, just because I wasn't making this much, but you get this much more now, it's different. But like I said, it's not what you get; it's what you can negotiate for.
yeah, I would never tell Frank Martin what he worth, and Shakur, my guy, but I
But see,
wasn't, you can't call
Salute
that
was.
man a duck for trying to do good business and get more, right? You can't do that. It's
This is
I've
how
been
business.
Shakur
running
does
with
it. This is
Shakur
I'm
since
gonna
the
tell you how
beginning, but
Shakur
when
do
he
it.
started
This
shitting
is
on
how.
the fans, that's
Hold
where
on.
I changed my tune.
This is how Shakur does it, and people don't understand. See, with Shakur's team and Jay Prince, his opponents, they don't tell people what's in the pot. If you don't ask what's in the pot, then you don't know what's in the pot. But if you don't ask, that's on you not to ask.
Right.
They ask the opponent, what number are you trying to see? And the opponent tells them what number, and it's not on them to let you know everything that's in the pot. So once you tell the number that you want, Shakur them tries to give you your number, and he tries to keep the rest. That's not. I mean,
A-
it's
As
not
far as I
snake business.
know, they don't tell the fighters, they just tell the promoter, and then it
No,
trickles
every
down
fighter
from
has a
there.
number. Every fighter has a number in what they want to get in the ring for. Like if
Yes,
like
what they want
Edwin
to get
De
in the
Los
ring for, but
Santos.
that doesn't mean that they know what's on the table.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's the problem. Not everybody's privy to what's on the table.
I
If
mean,
they asking you how much are you trying to get for this fight, if just say like I'm saying, Coach Amber, I need to get you in the ring. How much will it take to get you in the ring? And let's just say you say $1 million. And just because there's 10 million in the back burner, you told me what you wanted to get you in the ring. So boom, that's your $1 million.
And that's
See,
top rank 101.
yes, and see, you got to do your due diligence, and your team has to do your due diligence to see what is on the table, what is all being offered for. If you don't take the time to find, and that's where Earl and them dropped the ball because they didn't find out what was all in the pot. And when Frank and them found out that this man was getting 5 and I'm only getting 1, which is 85 to 15%, then he felt some type of way. But you can't get mad if you ask for and they give you what you asked for. It's up to you to find out what's all in the pot first before you start saying your number.
Yeah, I think that that mix up came in where whoever agreed, because people got to keep in mind this could have been avoided if they just went to purse bid.
Exactly.
And for them to cancel it, that's a mutual agreement on both sides. That's where the mix up comes in. It was an initial agreement. Then you got a contract, looked at the number and said, oh, he getting this, I want that. And I'm pretty sure that's probably why it didn't,
That's
go in
exactly
your
why it
favor.
didn't go down, because when you crunch the numbers and you realize, hold up, I'm only getting 15%. That'll make any fighter that think he doing something like, hold up, bro. But in all actuality, like I said, I keep it 100 with everybody. Frank,
I ain't mad at you, dude. Get your money, bro. You
No,
got
I'm
to
talking
get
about
your.
like everybody know I fuck with Derek James and them, and I keep it 100 with everybody. Frank asked for $1 million, he got $1 million, and when he seen that Shakur was getting 5,
he asked for more.
Yeah,
and again,
I think there might have been a mix-up when Frank's like let's say hypothetically that Frank said he wanted $1 million. Hypothetically he might have wanted $1 million after, because think about it, if you ask for $1 million, Uncle Sam gonna take half of that.
Well, if you get paid $1 million, if you Frank Martin and you get $1 million, you probably won't walk away with about 600,000 because you got to pay Uncle Sam.
I'd say less.
Yeah, less than that. You got to pay
I'd
your
say less
promoter.
because
Probably about
Derek
500.
James, his caliber, he's taking 10%.
Earl
Plus
taking
Earl's taking his. Plus he is in conjunction with Tom Brown, which probably gets his
Tom
little
Brown is
percentage.
PBC. Tom Brown is PBC.
Has he cleared his probationary period? Because when you start a promotional company, there's a probationary period.
Yeah.
Where it's like being an
You know,
electrician, you got to apprentice with them.
Yeah, Frank Martin ain't PBC. He's Man Down Promotions. So and Man Down's in partner with Tom Brown. So Earl takes care of Tom Brown.
Yeah,
but he got to pay for training camp. He got to pay for the coach. He got to pay for his promoter. So out of $1 million, Frank,
I think exactly. So he walks away with less than that. Pay his sparring partners.
Only thing I think about is I know the taxes might be different from what his highest payday was in that $1 million, right? But don't he still got to pay them same people when he make 250,000?
Yeah, so it's percentages though. You got the higher you pay, the higher your.
That's why I said that. I know the tax bracket might be a little different, but again, it's just hard to make. The talking point was a short change or a low ball, and it's hard to swing that if what you being offered is 4 times much more.
The more you make, the more they take.
The talking point is you didn't know what was in the pot. So you shortchanged yourself because you asked for $1 million.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, would business go that way? Do you look at what another man is getting and think because, okay, he's getting that, I deserve more? I'm pretty sure your team, it seemed like somebody miscommunicated or
somebody didn't pay attention because, with a fight.
I agree, there was some miscommunication there.
Had to be. Yeah, I don't think he knew that.
Because look, Shakur versus Frank, that brings more eyes than say Shakur versus a Yoshino. More people. You have a bigger fan base. You can charge a higher price, so there's more money in the pot.
Absolutely.
Like Shakur versus Conceição, it was only $4 million in that pot. Shakur got 3, Conceição got $600K. But Shakur versus Frank, that was $6 million in that pot. But see, Frank only asked for $1 million because he didn't know what was in the pot. And then when he seen the contract and he seen what was in the contract, then he like, hold on, I'm worth more than 15%. And see, he feel like, nigga, you get $5 million because of my name. And that's how people do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what.
And that could have been the miscommunication, is that they asked him instead of telling him like, yo, this is what all the cookies look like. This is what all the cookies look like instead of.
But see,
okay. Yeah, that could definitely happen.
That's how Shakur and Jay Prince. Well, that's how Jay Prince does business. Because you gotta realize Jay Prince is a record label owner as well. And you know, when you go to a record label, they give you what you get. You don't know how much the record label making, because you know they here to
I
make their
forgot
money.
about that. He's with Jay
Yeah,
Prince, so I'm
and
sure
that's
he's
why
gonna
Jay
get his cut
he
too, and
gonna
I'm sure it's a
because
nice
that's how
one.
Jay Prince does business. So when you get the number that you looking for, you're not counting what the record label making, and that's how Jay Prince carries it. That's why Shakur got him, because look, we gonna get you your baseline number. You don't worry about what we get. But see, Frank should just came out and said he wanted 2 million off the jump. And I'm pretty sure that would have been a problem. 2 million and Shakur get 4. That would have been a little bit over 25%. I'm pretty sure they would have did that. But he asked, and then he seen Shakur was getting 5. He said, "Oh hell no." And that's when the mix up came in.
No, Frank probably should have asked for a percentages instead of like
That's
just
what
a
I'm
flat
saying.
fee.
He asked for percentages instead of a base pay. And see, that's how Top Rank was doing Terrence Crawford. They was giving him a flat fee. And see, that's the difference between PBC and Top Rank. See, Top Rank in the zone, they give their fighters flat fees. That salute, cool LJC. See, if you notice, anybody that fights on Top Rank or the zone, they get paid. See, Terrence Crawford wasn't used to the guarantees in the back end. But see, that's how they work over there on different platforms. See, PVC, you get that back end and you work different percentages. See, other boxing companies ain't doing percentages like that. You know, you get what you ask for, and you know it's a budget. They stay inside the budget. And see, that's what happens when you fuck with Top Rank and Bob Arum. You get your price, which Frank said 1 million. And see, Shakur and damn Jay Prince, they knew what else was left in the pot because they had a $6 million budget for this fight. So you asked for your million, so that means the rest goes to Shakur. That's how Kasasi all got done. That's how they did Jamil Herring, Yoshino, and everybody Shakur fights. They get you your number first, and Shakur keeps what's left. That's how they do
I really wish some of these fighters would start investing into the rights to their own fights. Oscar De La Hoya will forever be good, even if the zone kicks him out on the street, because he owns all the rights to Mayweather's fights. At least while he was with Golden Boy. Like I really hope that a lot of these boxers get up on that and be like, nah, like I want the rights for the replay. I want it like every time it's played, I'm getting paid.
Yeah, you gotta buy your rights, your LLCs. You buy your HD what they call
Put it in the
NDIs.
contract. From here on out. From the day it airs, I'm getting paid every time it plays.
Yeah, Rick Timms, he is looking bad around it. I mean, yeah, he's looking bad, but see, a true fan of boxing knows that, you know, Frank did duck. All I'm saying is the money looked funny. That's all it was. I'm not saying he's scared of Shakur. It's just the money looked funny. He started counting the next man thing. And see, it always is like that when you deal with top ranking them because, like I said, Bob Arum, he works on a budget. See, when you work for PBC, you can't expect for them to pay you like PBC pays you. Because see, Frank would have got a percentage, and then whatever's left on the back end, you know, he'd get a little bit over that. But see, with top ranking them, that
I mean,
first
if
price,
Frank's looking bad, then doesn't that mean Shakur's looking bad too?
that's what Rick said. But
I love Rick, but I mean, they both did the same thing.
I don't think it's gonna be Pitbull Shawar because they said it's supposed to be a big fight for Tank. And Pitbull is not a big fight for Tank, man. It better not be no damn Pitbull, because like I said, I felt like Giovanni Cabrera sat there and gave him a masterclass performance. So I hope it ain't Shakur. I hope it ain't Pitbull Cruz. But yeah, all I can
Well,
say,
it ain't gonna be till next year, so the world will never know.
oh, Frank versus Pitbull. Now I'll watch that. Yes, Shawar. Frank versus Pitbull. Yeah, I'll watch that right there. and let the winner get tanked.
Rick 10, so
Knockout
do I.
86, salute, King.
Hey, what's happening, bro? Salute to you.
What's up,
So
big
do
dog?
I.
Man, I'm chilling. I'm listening to the conversation. Good conversation, man. A lot of people want to, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people trying to draw parallels between Frank Martin and Shakur Stevenson when those two situations are completely different, bro.
There you
They're
go, Amber. There you go. He came up here for you, Amber.
they're completely. Oh, that's Coach Amber.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Coach Amber? How you doing?
How you doing?
Chilling. I'm chilling. Look, so just this is my opinion. So here's the two differences. Number one, Frank Martin actually agreed to a deal. Shakur never agreed to a deal. Number two, Frank Martin pulled all the way out of negotiations. Shakur Stevenson said, y'all are giving me a take it or leave it deal. No problem. I'll go around you and I'll petition the sanctioning body to try to get what I feel like is a fair offer. He never pulled away. In fact, it was Devin Haney who, when given the decision, hey, we need to know if you're either going to fight Shakur Stevenson as your mandatory or if you're going to move up and challenge for Regis' title so we can vacate your title at 135 and allow someone to fight for it because we have to order it. He chose to go fight Regis Prograis. Now, I don't think Devin Haney is a duck, but what I will say is the difference between Frank and Shakur is Shakur put Devin in a situation to either fight him or have his belt vacated. That's a huge difference in those situations. Furthermore, what continues to kill Frank and why he can't get around it is that this was a mandatory fight. This was ordered by the WBC, meaning they are not calling off the purse bid unless both parties agree to the fight, agree to the terms. And what Frank Martin is having a hard time doing is convincing me that they agreed to the venue, that they agreed to the date of the fight, that they agreed to the platform of the fight, and that these two experienced promoters in the PBC side and the ESPN Top Rank side, with a purse bid looming, they didn't talk about money until Frank Martin got the contract. It just doesn't make any sense. Furthermore, if you got the contract and the money is wrong, what's in the WBC rules when two fighters are ordered to fight for a vacant fight, they can get 50-50. And so if the money was wrong, all Frank Martin had to do was inform the WBC, hey, we thought we had a deal. They did something with the money that I don't like, so go ahead and take it to purse bid. He didn't do that, and that's what's crushing him. He can talk all he wants to. They did a great job interviewing him. He can try to get people on his side, but at the end of the day, the fact that he pulled all the way out instead of just saying, look, this money ain't right. I thought I was getting this. They only offering me this. I feel like I'm worth more. He could have informed them to take the shit back to purse bid or allow us to go and continue to negotiate, give us an extension. He did none of that, y'all. He did none of that. He just pulled all the way away, bro.
And like I tell people real
That's
quick,
killing
knockout.
him, dog. He can't get around that shit.
Hold
man.
on 1 second, knockout. What I tell people, like I said, I keep it 100 about everything. I call balls and strike. Another thing that makes Frank look bad is after he pulled out, they made a deal immediately with Edwin De Los Santos, another PBC fighter, right at the same time with the same people. So instead of Frank renegotiating, they turn around and make another deal with another fighter from the same company. So that right there means that Frank didn't want to fight after that, because Frank denied it and they got the deal with Edwin De Los Santos the same day. So that means Frank didn't want to fight, really. If we call it keeping it everything 100, Frank started
The same day. How convenient. How convenient. Or was it already set up? But go ahead.
Because Frank, they try to limit the impact on Frank, because Frank would man down, and they didn't want to tarnish his name, so
they were able to come to an agreement within 24 hours.
Because Edwin De Los Santos said that I'll take whatever to fight Shakur, and he wanted that fight, so he took the percentage and fought, and he's fighting Shakur, and that saves Frank from having to get in the ring with Shakur, because Edwin was right below Frank Martin. So honestly, Frank looked at it
in 24 hours.
Yeah, and probably, and honestly, probably even less than that, because since they already had agreed to like the venue, the date, the money for Frank and all that. All they had to do was just redline the contract and just replace Frank's name whatever
certified
De Los
mail,
Santos,
certified
and then replace
email
whatever
within
money they
24
was
hours.
making. Like, that shit quick.
All they had to do was just change the
Yeah,
name.
that's easy. That's
They
easy.
just had to change one name on it.
All they had to do was change the name from Frank to Edwin.
It is Edwin's biggest payday right now. Edwin about to get his biggest payday, and he been calling for Shakur. Frank looked at that money, and he seen that it was too high a risk, low reward, and he felt like, honestly, this is how I feel. I feel like Frank thought he probably
A coincidence is a coincidence. More than that is a pattern.
No, I'm just saying, Frank. I feel like Frank felt like he couldn't beat that man, and he just said that he didn't want to get an L with him. I felt like he probably felt like if I'm gonna get an L, I want to get paid more from it. He probably want to auction his L off the tank or something. But I just know Frank thought about it, and he realized Shakur.
And you might be right. Two things can be true at once. Maybe he did think he was going to take an L, but not for that money.
But see, you know, Shakur's a monster. If you take an L versus Tank, that's still.
I think Shakur beats everybody. Maybe even Tank. I think Shakur beats everybody.
Shawai, it depends on a mandatory purse bid. With the WBO, I think it's like 70-30, and I think the rest is 75-25. But it's exceptions in there. If you're a bigger draw,
when it's for a vacant, y'all, it's 50-50, which is why again it makes no sense to pull all the way out. All you have to do is say our agreement we thought we had. That shit
but
is
we're skipping over the fact that they said that they thought that they could come to an agreement. We're skipping over the fact that they bypassed the purse bid because they thought it was sweet, which obviously it wasn't. Like, let's not forget that.
They bypassed the purse bid because both Frank's side and ESPN and Top Rank informed them that they had a complete deal. What he's not telling y'all is they not pulling out from a purse bid, in the WBC or any sanctioning body is not calling off the purse bid unless you tell them that you have agreed to everything, including money. What happened was he agreed to what he don't want to tell y'all. He agreed to the money. The money was cool. Then when he got the paperwork, he got cold feet. Started asking for more money. They told him no, and he just moved on and said, "Well, shit, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do something else." But he
saw the pot and saw he was a little bit short.
But he got what he asked for though. But
yeah, that is on him. So so we calling him a duck now? That's what we're doing.
Yeah, I've been calling him a duck.
I ain't calling him a duck.
That's what we're doing.
He did some slick stuff. Because I don't like to call no boxer a duck, really. Like, but that duck word get overused a lot. I just felt like he felt like he could beat Shakur. He went another route, really.
Now, when you agree, and y'all came all to the terms, and they started looking for undercards and shit, bro, and all of that shit, and then you pull out, you ducked that one, bro. He ducked that fade that time. if it's anybody any of us don't like,
so we can agree that Bud ducked Earl the first time, right?
Yeah, Bud ducked Earl in 2022, in my opinion.
Yeah, Bud ducked Earl the
first time.
He ducked him. But what I was gonna say is Frank, he looked at it and he felt like Shakur would probably beat him, and he felt like if he gonna lose, he want a little bit more for it. So he probably trying to auction that L off to probably Tank or somebody. But
I have no problem with accusing him of trying to sell the O. I have no problem with that. Although I think Frank is a great fighter.
He's a hell of a fighter, but you gotta realize there's levels to this. Frank Martin's a hell of a fighter, but he ain't no Tank and he ain't no Shakur. We just gonna be real about it.
He's such a great athlete, bro. He's such a great athlete, and he started boxing late.
And what's happening is
he's getting to the level where
he beat Virgil in the amateurs, and Virgil's my guy.
Yeah, he beat Virgil in the amateurs because he did he's more athletic than Virgil.
And Virgil's my guy. You can't tell me nothing about Virgil.
But what I'm trying to tell you is he's in a lower division. He's in a lower division right now, and you got to realize he started at 16. So all them great fundamentals and that stuff that a lot of boxers got, he didn't have a chance to get. So he's learning at a curve, and he's learning at a great space, but he's not Shakur Tank that's been doing it for so long. He doesn't have the pedigree. See, that's
There
what
you
people
go.
talk about the pedigree. The pedigree matters, and he doesn't have that. And he would have got outclassed. Honestly, Shakur probably would have 10-2, 9-3
Upper
Frank.
echelons, I am the pedigree. Olympic style is where it starts.
I know Coach Emperor. I'm just saying Shakur would have 10-2, 9-3 Frank Martin. Honestly, I think.
And you're right. Frank did not have that access because he started late.
Yeah, I felt like Shakur would have bodied that man. Like he would have gloved him. Shakur might have not lost a round, honestly. And I love Frank, but he would have probably not won a round.
Yeah, he's just at a point in his career, bro, where he's been out athletic and everybody. He's got some real good skills. He picked up the sport real quick. But at the level he's at right now, being number one in the WBA, looking for these big fights and shit like that, the guys that he's going to be fighting now, your Shakur Stevensons, your Tank Davises, they have your athleticism except for they didn't play football first, bro. They didn't have a whole nother athletic career first, dog. They've been boxing since they were 4, 5, 6 years old, dog. They got 10 years. They got 10 years of in-ring experience on your ass, bro. So all of the little things, distance control, knowing
They
how
got
to
all
not
that.
fight in spurts, understanding the field,
Virgil been fighting since 5 years old.
picking up tendencies and shit like that.
But
They
then
got
again,
that
it's a 3-round fight.
shit. They got that shit on you. So I
But
mean,
he
you
also
probably
dropped
did, right?
Virgil too. He dropped Virgil too, Coach Amber. But Frank is more athletic than Virgil is. Virgil's a great fighter, but he's not as athletic as Frank is. Just like Sean Porter,
I'll let you tell it.
just like Sean Porter beat Alexander Usyk. Like Frank Martin won't beat Virgil Ortiz now, just like Sean Porter won't beat Usyk now. But in the amateurs, he was a more athletically gifted than Virgil Ortiz is. At that time of their career, he was more athletically gifted. But I think Frank, when he get his loss, it'll probably be Tank.
Bro, like for instance, dog.
In sale 50-50 was not correct because Bud Crawford couldn't sell nothing in sale, so he did not deserve 50-50. But he negotiated it, so he got it. But he didn't deserve it. But he got what he asked for. Anybody else, he would have never got it. He would have got more than 25%.
For what it's worth, bro, Joel Gonzalez beat Tank Davis in the amateurs. Fuck y'all think of having if they fight? I hear if Frank Martin fought Virgil Ortiz right now, like
he'll get destroyed.
Come on, bro. So that should be sounding good, but 8-ounce gloves, no headgear. The way they score that shit and the way dudes can really lean into that power and shit, like nah, bro.
Like Robeson Ramirez, he beat Shakur in the amateurs. I don't think he touched Shakur now. And he's still good, but fuck with Shakur.
Don't misunderstand me now. I think Shakur beats everybody. I think Shakur can possibly beat
everybody but Tank. I think he beats everybody but Tank. Because
I think he has a shot at beating Tank.
I feel like
he definitely got a shot for sure.
Yeah, he got a shot, but Tank got that one equalizer though. I feel like him and Tank got all the same attributes. But
all I'm saying is that out of the ring antics, well, if you're gonna call him a duck, then you a duck too.
But what I like but what they saying is Shakur didn't duck because he pursued the mandatory to make sure he had to fight Devin. So you can't call him a duck if he tried to pursue the fight regardless. What he said he said Frank said
Coach Amber, if you put a fighter in a position to either fight you or vacate their belts, I can't call you a duck. Like he literally put that young man in a position to where you either gonna fight me or you gonna vacate this bitch and I'm gonna fight for it. Those are your options. Like when you putting people in that position, I can't call you a duck. Again, everybody can do what they want to do, but just knowing that he put Devin in a position to either fight him or vacate his belts, how are we calling that a duck? Like I can't get there.
It doesn't matter who won. It don't matter if Bud has a family.
So we're gonna forget the fact that he was like,
if you
can't generate revenue, but he don't have to fight me.
If you can't generate revenue in sale, then you can't get the money. It's in the land of the wild. You earn what you kill. And without Earl Spence, Bud would have never did them type.
Devin's outgrown the weight class. I don't know why he's BSing like he hasn't, but he has.
Bud never earned a fraction of that. He's never had an 8-figure deal. Earl earned 8 figures with Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia. Earl Bud did not earn the same amount of money Earl did.
That's okay. He said he want to fight Canelo. Let him go into negotiations with Canelo and see how that works out.
Canelo said it's not. Canelo said the man doesn't sell. Canelo said the man
I
doesn't
understand
sell.
what you're saying. I'm just saying
negotiate with
Canelo and see how that go for you. Trying to tell him he gonna give you 50 shit like
Canelo
see how quick he's like shoot fly. Don't bother me.
Canelo's not even gonna give him a percentage. He's gonna give him a flat fee.
That's a fact, bro.
Canelo's gonna give him a flat fee because Canelo already said the man doesn't sell. He said he's not a draw. He doesn't sell. He said it's not worth him fighting Bud.
Hey, KO, let me pick your brain.
Canelo does more than Bud and Canelo right now. Earl Spence and Canelo still does more than Bud and Canelo right now.
Why does Bud think he's a PBC fighter? Like he signed on for Earl and that's it. He acts like he has an extended contract. Like after this, I can fight Mel. I can fight Canelo. Like what? Why does he think that?
Because he signed with Al Heyman.
Yeah, but for Earl and Earl only.
No.
Like what if Al Heyman chooses not to extend his contract?
I ain't heard that shit.
Well, they said Al Heyman was taking care of Bud's business, and he don't do it for free.
I ain't heard that shit. I ain't heard that at all.
It was a 2-fight deal.
It was supposed to be a 1-fight deal with a rematch clause. If they don't do the rematch, then Bud a free agent again. That's what I was told. But
yeah,
they said that
apparently it's that's what I mean. It turned into a 2-fight deal.
They had said that Bud had reached some kind of agreement. That's why PBC has been pushing Bud like that. But now Bud about to talk himself out of the situation because he think he's trying to outprice himself, and he doesn't realize Earl is his biggest fight. Canelo's not gonna fight him for one, and for two, Earl and Canelo does more than Bud and Canelo right now. Dallas Cowboy Stadium is sold out. People don't realize, yes, Bud is a great fighter. He's the best fighter in the world right now. But just because you're the best fighter don't mean that you put asses in seats. And Bud has alienated himself from his fan base. Do people not realize he did under 10K pay-per-view by himself? Under 10K, and the pay-per-view was $40. Come on, man. That's why they tried to push Earl and Thurman over Earl and Bud. Earl and Thurman probably would have did 800, 900K. Because Earl did more with Ugas than Pacquiao did with Ugas. Pacquiao and Thurman did 500K. Earl and Thurman would have did at least 7 to 8. And that's why they...
No, did he go out or did that mean?
I think, but KO, my understanding was that he signed for EJ, and then with the possibility of a rematch. So that's a max of 2
that's
fights.
That's what was reported. Yeah, I didn't hear the Al Heyman stuff. Upper probably maybe know something I don't know.
I didn't hear that either.
All I heard was it was a fight. And even Bud said we in business for this fight, and we'll see how it goes. But I was told it was a 1-fight deal with a bilateral rematch clause that either one of them could do. Other than that, I ain't heard no opponents for him. I ain't heard nothing like that other than Earl Spence rematch. I think if he don't rematch Earl, I don't think he got any other options.
Only for Earl,
Now,
right?
he got a few more options. KO, I'll talk to you about it later on off air.
Fine.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean,
No,
yeah,
I was telling KO.
I
said KO, he got a couple more options. KO, I'll talk to you about it, what I heard and everything.
I leave that at that. I just assumed he didn't have access to the whole cookie jar, but he might.
Which I ain't tripping if he do, because that'll give us better fights. But
Hey Rick, I'm not saying that. I'm saying Bud's side of the equation doesn't add up though, Rick. I mean, Earl's fights have been doing numbers. We've seen it. Like numbers, it's done showed numbers, Rick. And like I said, Bud, he's a great fighter, but he doesn't translate outside the ring, Rick. He alienates his fans. He said UK fans are better. He's wish-washy. A lot of people don't like to see Bud, honestly, bro. The numbers have said it. 50K with Postall, 136,000 with Sean Porter after Sean Porter just did 350K with Earl. 150K with Amir Khan and less than 10K at $40. versus Evanesia. I'm just being real, Rick. I'm not hating on the man. I'm stating facts. I own my own business, and one thing about owning your own business, if it don't make money, then it puts you in the red. It's a liability. You don't want to be red. And Bud put Bob Arum in the red on all his pay-per-view fights because Bob Arum had to pay Amir Khan like
If
six.
Earl Spence ever got
Look,
on social
he had to
media
pay.
and told me that he didn't believe that I was gonna buy the fight and that this fight ain't gonna sell and that we're broke, I would never buy another EJ fight again.
Yeah, but like I was saying,
I
Rick,
would
check
fire
it out.
stick that up.
Sean Porter and Bud got 6 and 4 million, right? They got 6 million and 4 million. They only did 136,000 pay-per-view buys. So 100,000 pay-per-view buys at $60 is 6 million. So they in the red just off the pay-per-view numbers on Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford's their money. Then you got Amir Khan versus Bud Crawford. They both got around 6 million. They did 150,000. That's only 9 million worth of pay-per-view revenue. That's why Bob said he could build a mansion in Beverly Hills with the money that he done spent on Bud, because Bud, he prices himself out with them flat fees, and then the return doesn't come in. They don't get the return investment. And BLK Prime went bankrupt for the 12th time dealing with Bud Crawford. That's why he didn't get 10 million. That's why he got 4 million, and they did less than 10,000 pay-per-view buys at $40. If they did 10,000 pay-per-view buys at $40, that would have been 400,000. But they did less than that. And yes, if Bud beat Earls again in sale, Earl still have more fans than Bud. He'll still have more fans than Bud because Earl has built his fan base. Andy Ruiz beat AJ. It didn't make him the A side to AJ. Alexander Usyk beat AJ twice. AJ was still the A side. Tyson lost to Holyfield. He lost to Lennox Lewis, and he's still the motherfucking A side to all of them. It doesn't matter when you build your fan base. You look at them, Derek Chisora and the other guy. They still have fan bases with the losses. People don't realize boxers used to take losses, but now it's the fact that people's too scared to lose. That shows that you fought great competition. And a lot of fans love the fact that you're fighting great competition. Can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear, bro. You cooking. Loud and clear. You cooking. I just the thing with Bud and Earl, bro. I just hope that they work it out, get the rematch out the way, and then they both are able to move on with whatever the outcome is. I think what people are getting confused, and I say this shit to a lot of Bud fans. It's like they're trying to get wins where there are no wins. Like, he won the fight. So yeah, talk about that, talk your shit. He did his thing, he won the fight. But when you start talking about numbers, or now he the face of boxing, or he can go sell with anybody, or he got that leverage, he got this leverage. At the end of the day, bro, everything that he want is on Earl and them side, bro. Everything, whether it be 154 undisputed, he talking about Canelo Charlo winner, all these things that he want is on their side, bro. So this imaginary leverage that he's now the A side since he got, you know what I'm saying, this win over Earl or whatever, bro, he still ain't got no network backing him. He ain't got no major promotional company backing him. And he is basically, bro, and I don't want to start nothing and go too far down the rabbit hole, but he's basically Devin Haney, but 35, 36 years old, meaning you got these great accolades. You got all of these great things that you've accomplished in the sport, but when you go sit down at a certain point, when you go sit down and you're trying to make these big fights and you're trying to get these $20 million and $30 million and $40 million, they're gonna be like, them accolades are great, but what type of revenue are you generating? If we put you on this bitch, how are you gonna sell? Or people gonna buy your shit? And what is proven to be about Bud Crawford is that he's somebody that people will watch, but they won't necessarily buy. So if he on pay-per-view, motherfucker will find a way to get the fire stick and find out where BLK Prime is. You know what I'm saying? If he on pay-per-view and he fighting somebody other than Earl, Motherfucker find a way to get the Amazon Fire Stick cracking and find a way to get it working. But unless he's fighting the fighters that we want to see, Earl Spence rematch, Jerome Boots Ennis, Jamel Charlo, guys like that, he ain't gonna sell. He ain't no seller like that, and that's what he's running into it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's what he's running into with selling and thinking this win. It's the same thing that we dealt with when Devin Haney fans thought that after he beat Kambosos, you know what I'm saying, became the youngest undisputed. That's gonna be the road to superstardom, and he gonna be the face of this and the face of that and all that, bro. At some point, people just like who they like, bro. The general
Hey,
public,
I got a dip. I got a dip.
who they gravitate to, bro. And it is what it is.
I got a dip. I just got a quick question for KO and Upper. What would you rather see it at? 47 or 54?
If I gotta watch it, 54. I don't think Earl can make. I don't think he can make. I have Bud beating him regardless.
Me too.
I think he's proven to be the better fighter. You gotta edge him, and you gotta not edge him. You gotta favor him in the fight, just based off what we saw in the first fight. But if I have to see it again, I'd rather see it with a chance for Earl Spence to be healthy. Like I feel like if they fight at 147, he got no shot to be healthy. So at least give him a shot to be healthy, and Bud probably still do what he do to him. But I think at 147, it's a waste of time.
Bud told us in Oklahoma 5 years ago
I feel like
with
this.
Maurice
I want to see
Hooker,
that
who I know.
154, 160. But if they fight at 147, Earl just gonna have to dig in and got to realize.
I don't want to see it at 147.
Forget even winning the fight, Upper. He got no chance to make it to the fight healthy, bro.
I mean, I understand that, but like I said, at 147, I just have to miss weight.
Bud told us our plan. Well, told us his plan 5 years ago.
I see what you're saying. I got you.
But that's a story for another day. But yeah, he told us the plan 5 years ago. Maurice Hooker, who was also from DFW, but that's a story for another day. But
Hey,
we all agree 154, right?
Shit, I might be on up. I might change my shit. Hey, up on some other shit. Like, hey man, go ahead and sign that contract for 147. That boy gonna hit that scale. They gonna double look at that motherfucker like 162. What the fuck?
But guess what? He ain't gonna pull out because everybody gonna call him a duck. And you want to go up and fight Canelo at 168, right? You say you the best all around.
That would be some grimy shit, Bud Crawford make
way. Hey, look,
but check 160.
Check
this out.
No.
Look, this is a payday. You got everybody coming to watch the fight. If you pull out the fight, you don't get nothing. So you got to pay for your training camp and everything, and that means you losing money. So you ain't got no choice but to take the fight. You feel me?
Damn.
I mean, it's all the grimy shit that Bud
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Shit that Bud done did, man. Hey.
I ain't saying you wrong. I'm just saying what it is.
I'd gladly kick his ass off that cliff. No problem.
I mean, shit, Earl might have to pay $1 million penalty, but hey, to get your lick back, what's wrong with that? You feel me?
Well, coming that bit 165 with the way in, like, God damn. What the fuck is going on?
Thank you guys so much. Salute, Upper. Hey, KO, you know, you be on during gym hours, so I can't catch you. I have to catch you on the replay.
It's all good. I know. I appreciate your support. Do your thing. Keep working hard out there. It's all good.
Yeah, you be on during gym hours, but I catch you on the replay.
I appreciate you. I appreciate that. All right, Coach Amber.
Hey, and still, I don't think Bud will pull out the fight because if he do, he still got to pay his training camp. He still got to pay all that stuff right there. And when that money's on the table, you know Bud like money. I don't think he'll pull out. He'll be mad. Earl had to pay that extra $1 million penalty, but I don't think Bud will pull out the fight. You think he'll pull out KO?
It depends on how much. If it's a few pounds, I don't think so. But Bud like the upper hand, bro. Bud ain't finna let if he feel like you got the drop on him like that, he ain't. I think NCL could be right, bro. Cause that'll be like, damn, like this man coming in on like all he did was train. he ain't put on no sauna suit. He ain't cut his weight. He gonna be like everybody gonna be one. They gonna do the goddamn they gonna do the grand arrival. Spence gonna pull up with eating a ribeye and shit and some potato. I'm like, why is he eating so good? He like, my weight cut going perfectly. Y'all just wait. Motherfucker hit the scale 168.2. Like, god damn, this nigga already won. He like, I don't give a fuck. I did that. So that shit crazy, bro. I wouldn't even want to do that, bro. Just that's grimy, bro.
Look at all the grimy shit he done did to Earl, man. I say fuck it, Earl. Come in at 154 on the scale. Fuck it. Because look, people don't realize contract talk. What they said in the contract is the winner gets to pick the weight. But if both parties cannot make the weight, then they need to let him be notified. So if Earl notifies Bud that he's having problem making the weight, then it's not no penalty. That Fanon went over it the other day and we was talking about it. So if I notify you that I can't make the weight and you still choose to put the weight there, you already was notified that I'm gonna have a problem making the weight. Contract talk is hell, man. And Bud sat there and told us that now. You gotta listen to what he said. So if Earl and them notify him that he can't make the weight, hey, you got notified that he's having problems making the weight. So if I come in 154, you knew what it was.
I just hope they realize that if they gonna run a rematch back in December or January for either one of them brothers, ain't no bigger fight, bro. Like that's the most money you will get. Maybe it's still on the sale like 450 or 500,000.
Still more than they fight for anybody else.
But it'll still do more than anything else y'all could do at the end of this year, early next year. So go ahead and get y'all bag.
I feel like it might do better because everybody talking about we didn't get the real Earl. And everybody said he's gonna be back right. I feel like it's gonna be better. I don't think he will ever do this because he ain't the type to make excuses. But the only way I see it doing better is all the shit that some of his fans are doing about saying weight drain, all the shit Michael J. White said yesterday. He needs to come out and make an excuse and say something like that to get people behind him. And he need to talk his shit and say the only reason you beat me because I wasn't myself. I'm coming to step on your ass in a rematch. Blah blah blah. Like he gonna have to do that. And they got to be far less respectful of each other in the build up to the fight. That's the only way that it would have a chance, bro. I just don't. When you see that once, it's like, bro, wasn't nobody finna watch. Wasn't nobody finna pay for Floyd Mayweather and Arturo Gotti again, bro. Wasn't nobody about. Wasn't like if they made a Floyd Mayweather Diego Corrales 2 4 months after what Floyd did to him, bro, ain't nobody buying that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be hard for a casual fan to get that out their mind, bro. Like, cause you gotta understand how much of a turnoff that is when motherfucker like Earl Bud, 5 years, Earl Bud, that's the fight, and you tell your casual homies to buy it. You get all these people involved in it that don't typically watch boxing. A lot of people got introduced to boxing for the first time, and that's the shit that they saw. It's hard to get somebody to come back to that, bro. So I don't know. We'll see. Hell yeah, but drop your link in there, bro. I'm about to go ahead and cut it down.
All right, bro. Take it easy, man. I'll catch y'all next time, man.
Well, I'll see you tonight. You be on at 7:30, 8:30, right? Hey, KO, you be on at 7:30, 8:30, right? Well, peace and blessings to everybody in the chat. Good. Coach Amber, Just Do, everybody that came through the chat. Hit the like on your way out the door. And y'all know how we end this, man. Peace and blessing to all y'all, man. Love and respect each and every one of y'all, man. Everybody have a blessed day, man. Everybody have a blessed one. Y'all know how we end it.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Trying to catch me a op, I can leave with some hoes. in the straight up watch, I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was close, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leaving nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze, leaving nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leaving nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze, leaving nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-pound rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK to anybody kill. Hop out, keep it drilling and spilling. 7.62 gon' split 'em. LPN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner. 5.0, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple off Draco. I got 'em all, you don't want no. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really tripping, leaving nigga bleeding. I get this pussy, leaving nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason.